The Battle of Amber Cove was over, and Udor Flamesinger had been rescued from the Black Armada's attempt to kidnap him. The city was still recovering, but you made your way to Amber Eye's Keep to appraise the Archduke of events. There you discussed what had occurred, and the Archduke gave you a reward for your recent efforts, though it came with a condition. He told you that he was giving you your own ship, a micro brig called the Smokestreak, complete with an experienced crew. The condition was that you should travel as an independent crew, but secretly be working against the many threats to the Empire that you had discovered. He also asked you to return to Keymouth and relate recent events to the Senate, and travel to the pirate city of Monmurg and question Shepherd her Mandatorian to investigate the Black Armada. You left the keep and boarded the Smokestreak. Captain Aldred Mollor introduced you to the rest of the ship's officers, and you made your way back to the Dragon Turtle Inn. On the way, the Dryad Hammer appeared from within the ship's mainmast. She asked you to look for her friend, a druid named Alwinos, if you ever travelled to the Isles of Lost Hope, to gain his help in understanding recent poor fishing around Purple Rocks. The Dragon Turtle Inn had been converted into a makeshift field hospital, where those injured in the recent battle were being treated by priests from Procan's sanctuary. Storm Priestess Lorene Farfog approached Rodri and told him of some terrible visions she had suffered. She asked him to meet with Dread High Trident Abilene at the Azure Cathedral in Keymouth, should they visit the city, so that she may shed some light on the worrying visions. Re-equipping yourselves, you finally boarded the Smokestreak again, your new base of operations, and as the ship slowly turned away from the city of Amber Cove, the great swell of the Azure Sea and further adventures awaited you. So, let me just share the map of the Smokestreak with you.
Amazing, he didn't even get up. Amazing.
Okay, so you're sailing out into Amber Bay. You're getting to know the crew and the ship as you leave. The weather's not too bad, a light rain but good winds. Captain Mollor says that if everything goes as well, the Smokestreak, having been outfitted for speed, should get to Keymouth within 3 days. What would you like to do?
Thanks, Captain. It might be an idea if you guys find a role on the ship and shadow someone, just in case we ever need to run the ship ourselves.
So that's a very good idea.
Yes, that's right, sir. Any of the officers will step down into an advisory role if one of you wishes to take up the...
No, Captain. We've crushed one ship too many. We need to shadow your crew first.
He raises an eyebrow. I think there's probably a tale to be told there over some rum later.
Aye.
Wasn't me.
So,
We're near the wheel.
what are your plans for the 3-day journey? Is there anything you would specifically like to do?
I've got my smoke streak is completely black, no matter how much I zoom in or out.
Oh, sorry. Bear with me 1 second.
Dex map.
Tiberius just raises an eyebrow from his hammock.
How's that?
I can see it.
Can you see it now, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it now, thank you.
I, for one, would like to find Kira Grubb. Ask her about her duties on board ship, surgeon, any of her latest innovations she's may have heard or come up with as surgery and...
Okay,
her
Kira
notes.
Grubb is down on the second deck below the main deck, in a room right at the rear of the ship near the officers' dining hall, which is the galley of the ship, and she's preparing a meal.
Right.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Melwed.
Hello there, Miss Scrub. Mr. Baron instructed us, told us it'd be a good idea if we shadowed some of the ship's officer. I thought I might be most useful down here with you. You're a ship surgeon, and I have some healing skills.
Oh yes,
thought
it's
I could maybe.
I could do with a hand right now if you have the time. That pot over there needs stirring.
Okay. Ladle, spoon.
And she points to a rack where there's gently swinging ladles hanging.
Right, I just put my stuff down here. Is it clockwise? It doesn't. No. Okay, I'll just.
Okay, so you spend some time with her. She tells you that most of the ship's stores, they hold enough food, fresh food, for probably a week's travel. There are also hardtack rations if required. The water, which is stored in barrels down in the hold, is dosed with small amounts of rum to stop it going stale.
Awesome party.
And you have a general discussion about some of the ailments that you're likely to find aboard a ship. Most of them involve things like twisted ankles and broken arms, obviously, unless there's combat of some kind. Though the crew are all pretty experienced, and her job mainly is just making sure that everyone's healthy and has the correct sort of diet and so on.
So do you use ragwort in the poultice when you're setting the bones, or is that?
Oh yes, we can use ragwort, that's right. But I've actually found that the bark of cypress trees laid against the wound and bandaged up also helps also relieve some pain.
Thank you. Great.
It's all down to the salicylic acid, you see.
This boat,
bitter taste.
That fourth picture, this boat's got a leak. I think we should take it back.
Take it back.
Got a leak.
Yeah.
If you were a sea-going gentleman, you would know that most boats have water in the hold, and it's part of how they stay afloat and also upright.
I just wondered if it was covered under the warranty.
Always the mechanic. So yeah, it's surprisingly hot and sweaty work down there, Rodri. But you spend an enjoyable afternoon chatting to Kira.
Ask her where she's from, how long she's been with the ship.
Is she single?
Shit, I was getting to that.
She has a little stool on wheels she pulls around so that she can reach up to all the shelves and so on. She tells you that most of the crew, if you talk to them, will tell you about the tale that she once rescued the entire crew from the dread freebooter Brig Dayton, who had captured the ship, but she managed to poison Brig Dayton and the freebooters. She cooked she also cooked the crew of the Rum Buccaneers, who was Brig Dayton's crew, a meal so delicious and memorable that they actually let all the prisoners go with their best wishes.
Wow.
She originally hails from a small halfling village called Hallborough, many hundreds of leagues up to the northwest.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. I'll spend an enjoyable afternoon.
Okay. Anybody else like to do anything?
I'll just chat to the captain.
Okay.
And ask him what sort of path has led him.
The captain shows you around the ship. He shows you to his cabin, which he says that he's more than happy to pass on to you, and he's happy to sleep down with the rest of the crew in the hammocks. I actually prefer a hammock on board ship than a rigid bed, I have to be honest, sir. Rigid beds roll with the ship, whereas a hammock swings gently and keeps you steady. As he's showing you the cabin, you notice a large fish tank with the water gently sloshing from side to side on this table. Perhaps you'd like to feed crackers.
Healthy.
I'll have a look into the tank. What's crackers?
Make a perception check for me.
Quiet. I am.
You notice, very well camouflaged against a sandy rock, the outline of a small octopus. It's the same colour as the rock.
Crackers.
There's some fish in that pot there. If you drop a couple in, he might come out and snatch them up off you.
She jumps onto your face like a face.
I can't feed it.
You throw a couple of fish in and the octopus releases the rock. As it does so, it changes colour. It becomes a bright orange colour with tiny bright blue circles all over it. Its skin changes from a knobbly texture of the rock to a much more smooth texture as its tentacles reach out and pluck the fish from the water. I know it's widely considered that having a cat on board is good luck, but I've always found crackers to be my lucky charm.
Tiberius, he's been watching the boys.
Yeah.
So you spend some time with him. You find that he's not particularly vain. He doesn't like to sing his own achievements.
Right.
Reading between the lines of what he tells you, you gather that he wasn't a normal member of the Imperial Navy, although he was stationed with the Navy. He seems to have had some other job which he keeps secret. But that was basically why he was picked to lead this ship when it became a privateer. The other thing he suggests to you, he says, I don't know where we're headed after Keymouth, sir, but if we're off on any sort of mission, you'll notice at the moment we're flying blue colours, which are the colours of the Empire. It might be worth investing in some other colours if we're headed into enemy territory, so to speak.
Understood.
If we head down to the southern chain,
when we get to Keymouth.
if we head down to the southern chain flying these colours, we'll probably get attacked.
Agreed. We'll have a look at a rebrand when we get to Keymouth. That's one of the things, isn't it? Let's have a look.
It is, yes. Great.
It's like the Blood Hunter banner.
He's quite a forthright and direct person. As you follow him around the ship, you can see that he's respected by the crew. His orders are followed without question and to the letter. But he doesn't make a big thing of his station. He seems to be quite a humble person.
Okay. Having a look at the improvements.
Kat and Tiberius, are you doing anything other than recovering your strength?
He hasn't got out of his hammock apart from to pee.
Okay, so you're in the hammock. You get to know a few of the crew, not the officers, but the actual sort of deckhands and so on. You can roll. If you give me a second, you see if you can pick up any rumours off them. Can you roll 1d100? You need less than a 74. You can do it twice. So a couple of the crew, one of them tells you that he once sailed past a place called Smithsgate Isle down in the southern chain. And as the ship he was aboard was sailing past, you could see huge, hundreds of feet tall, strange statues of otherworldly size and strange design on the ship. The captain of the ship took a wide course around Smithsgate Isle, but the gossip among the crew of that ship was that these statues had been left by ancient aliens. You can make one more rumour roll.
Do like a mystery.
Ooh. So it's 50 gold to change the sails and pennants. And another 8 or whatever it was to paint the hull.
There's a general discussion going on amongst in that evening amongst the crew down in the crew's cabin, and one of them suddenly pipes up that he's always wondered what's at the edge of the great deep. Once you leave the Azure Sea and head out past the lands, no one's ever returned from sailing those strange oceans. And what could possibly be found? And one of the other sailors pipes up and he says, "I've heard that at the edge of the great deep there's a giant insurmountable wall of ice that surrounds the entire world."
Fucking flat earthers.
Oh, there's lost hope. It's not
You have a few games of dice with them and get on friendly terms with them. Kat, what would you like to do?
I'm just going to shadow some of the crew. Not going to be talkative, but I'll be polite if they say hello, and just get a feel for the ship.
Okay, there's the first mate. There's the bosun, Fikrana. There's Merzrak, the Dragonborn first mate, and there's Niktar Jonarin, the cheerful half-elf quartermaster. Any of those in particular, or shall I pick one at random?
Probably the first mate, please.
The first mate, Merzrak. So you follow him around and you chat a little bit. It's still a little unusual seeing a blue Dragonborn on board what's effectively an Imperial vessel. You can tell that he takes great pride in his personal appearance. He tells you that he's always felt like a bit of an outsider. He says, I was brought up amongst outside the confines of my own people. My egg was found by the Battlehands clan of dwarves during an expedition into the caverns beneath the Balnock Spine. Rather than destroying the egg, the dwarves returned it to Coldor's hold, and when I hatched, they raised me as one of their own. But I've always felt like an outsider, and I left the Battlehands behind when I came of age, travelling east to the sea. When I heard the call of the seagulls, I knew I had found my new home. Its deep blue waters are a reflection of my own scales and heart.
That was very profound.
Deep, man.
Well, I'm
Okay.
glad you found your home in the sea.
So, you spend your first day and night at sea. Would somebody like to roll a d20 for me, please? I'll take the first one. Okay. So, you pass the Huntwick Isles on the west of the ship. As you head up, the captain tells you you're right on the border of Imperial territory here. You see a few other ships closer to shore, but you seem to be the furthest one out into the ocean as you catch the winds and start heading to the northwest. If no one is going to do anything in particular over the next 2 days, I need another 2 d20 rolls, please. And one more. Okay.
dreaded.
Something's got to happen. That's opposite ends of the scale.
So, let me just change the days going forwards a little bit. So, on the morning of your final day at sea, the captain tells you you're heading up to. You're going to be passing East Cliff in the next couple of hours. One of the crew, high in the crow's nest, suddenly shouts out, "Salvage, Captain!" Captain Millar goes up to the binnacle near the wheel of the ship and pulls out a spyglass and starts looking out in the direction the crewman shouted.
What do you see, Captain?
He passes you the spyglass.
Have a look.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, you know, it's to spot even a ship just looking out to sea is difficult, especially through the narrow lens of a spyglass.
Yeah.
But after a moment sweeping the horizon, something does catch your eye, and you sweep back towards it with the eyeglass, and you can just make out in the distance what appears to be something floating in the ship. There appears to be at least 2 figures standing on or in it, and one of them appears to be waving a flag, a piece of white cloth attached to the end of a stick.
Looks like we've got people in the water, Captain.
Well, normally I would go and have a look, sir, but you're in charge. What do you advise?
I think we should stick with your instinct.
He barks
Let's
out a
go
few
check it
orders, and the ship heads slightly off its normal course. And after about 30 minutes, you can actually begin to make out that the 2 figures are standing in a large barrel, which is bobbing up and down in the waves. And one of them is holding up a broken wooden stick and waving a makeshift white flag from side to side. You can just start to make out over the sound of the waves.
Let's get him aboard, Captain.
Okay, so the ship draws alongside, and looking down, you can see a barely seaworthy vessel crafted from an old barrel. An old torn and dirty tablecloth being used as a sail, and parts of it torn off and waved as a flag. And standing in it are a pair of identical goblins. They're green-skinned with large hook noses and beady red-rimmed eyes, wearing ragged clothes. Each of them sports a red bandana with white spots and a bedraggled feather. You can't really tell them apart.
Flotsam, yeah.
Ahoy, me hearties!
Ship mascots.
What do you say, Commander? Do we throw a rope?
Yeah, but let's keep them under guard. Let's see what they've got to say for themselves.
Of course. He boxed some more orders out. A couple of the sailors on board pick up some bill hooks and stand at at one of the taffrails, and the rope is thrown over. After a couple of attempts, the goblins grab it, and before a few moments, wet, bedraggled and windswept, they're standing on the deck looking wide-eyed up at all of you.
Oh, thank you, sirs. Thank you, sirs. Oh, I thought we was goners.
What happened?
We was attacked by a pirate ship called the Boneheart. Yes, that's right, the Boneheart.
I look at the captain. Does that name ring a bell with him?
He looks at you, just shakes his head.
Oh, we managed to fashion ourselves a getaway ship.
How were you caught? Were you sailing?
Yes, I was on board crew. We was both on board the crew of our ship.
And what ship was that?
The Devil's Look, sir. Don't eat us, sir.
Well, I won't be eating you, but I look at Tiberius. Can't account for him.
They clutch each other,
Let's keep
putting
them
their
under
arms
guard.
around each other, looking at Tiberius and shaking.
Just sort of be stare. I'll just give him the. I'll just mad dog him.
Me is called Flotsam, and this is my brother. Yes, me is called Jetsam.
They seem harmless enough.
We are sailors. We can help. We can help aboard the ship if anyone needs anything. Thank you for saving us.
We'll tell them the wage and ask them if they're interested in the job. This is what it pays.
Yes.
Make an insight check for me, please, Tiberius.
Okay.
It's super relaxing.
It is relaxing.
He's nodding. One of them, you can't tell whether it's Flotsam or Jetsam, is nodding at you, his big sort of hook nose bouncing up and down eagerly. But you can see his eyes keep straying to the your blood hunter symbol around your neck.
Well, Tiberius isn't a hypocrite because I'm kind of half beast, so.
Oh, all the more reason for them to stay in line. Don't want to fuck with a blood hunter.
Yeah, so they'll be fine. Plus, we got more little people on the ship! Yay! Got my own little gang now.
With your permission, Commander, I'll get one of the crew to take them down and clean them up and put them to work.
Sounds
Yeah,
like-
they'll be under Tiberius's command.
Oh, thank
my
you.
new-
Thank you so much, Captain, sir. Thank you for saving us. Thank you.
One of them runs over to you, Atticus, and gives your leg a really big, tight hug.
I'll backhand him across the face.
He doesn't let go. He's still clutching your leg.
Thank you.
Unhand me.
Yes, sir. Anything the captain says.
He's the captain. I suspect you'll either be useful or dinner for Tiberius.
Oh, it's Flotsam and Jetsam's is very useful. Well, come on, brother. Let's go do some work.
And the crewman takes them off. As he does, they link arms and they kind of do a little dance and start singing as they're led off.
Let me tell you the beast of the yard. Here's a cow that gives milk, and a pig that's for ham. Here's a cur and a goat and a lamb. Here's a horse tall and proud and a well-trained old hawk. But the thing you should see is this excellent cock.
And then the other one picks up the song.
Oh, some cocks rise early and some cocks stand tall. But the cock now in question works hardest of all. And they say heart's a virtue in the cock's line of work. So what say you, lovely? Will you give it a jerk?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, great idea bringing them on board.
Molo has a wry smile on his face.
Treat people well enough, you're rewarded
co-
with loyalty.
It's the Cock Brothers.
These are my new bodyguards, personal bodyguards.
Flotsam and Jetsam.
I suggest we keep them on board ship when we dock in Keymouth, sir. A pair like that, A, could get into a lot of trouble in a big city. B, being goblins, might not be made most welcome.
Agreed.
Right, let's down the ship.
Okay. So, the ship continues on its journey, and it's early evening when you see the huge city of Keymouth up ahead of you. The weather is quite warm and temperate. The rain has stopped, and you can see ships heading into and out of the bustling harbour.
GM, do I know of any boatyards? Because we should, whilst we're docked here for a little while, we should get some upgrades done to the boat.
Yeah, bear with me 1 second. So when you first left Keymouth
Dave's knob.
on board of the voyage, you left from the docks at Castle Terracnian, which is the sort of main imperial docks in the city.
Yeah.
You know that there are docks along the coast of Shadow Shore, which is one of the more nefarious districts of the city. Certainly the most notorious. Long been a haven for thieves, thugs, and criminals. There's also the merchant docks down in the merchants' quarter. There are various other small docks dotted around the city as well.
Do I know of any sort of that are known for shipyards and?
None of so what you know about ship construction is no construction is actually done in Keymouth. Most imperial vessels are constructed either at Keymouth, which has a large shipyards, or at Seaton.
Okay, let's have a look.
But if you're looking to get the ship outfitted, then you probably the imperial docks or the merchant docks would probably be best, unless you're looking for something a bit more nefarious.
Let's head to the merchant docks because we want to keep a little bit more of a lower profile than.
Okay.
We might not be able to get much done because we're probably going to be sailing again quite quickly.
We want to change the sails and the.
Yeah, if there's anything quick we can do, yeah, cool.
Yeah. At the very least, sails and that, and I reckon we should get an oak hull.
Ooh.
Full outfit.
Well, that's 75 gold.
In harbour for 2 years while the ship
125 gold, 145 gold.
Adventure over.
Yeah.
We spend the next 6 months getting.
Although the captain was talking about
At the very
getting
least,
new.
sails.
The captain, yeah, we were talking about new getting colours because we were going to fly in new lands. We could get was it sails and pennants?
Yeah.
That's a good one to do.
So, chatting with the captain, he says that he could have the sails and pennants ready in a day. If you're looking to have the oak hull done, then the ship would need to be careened. It would take probably over a week.
Mm.
We've got a fair bit to do here, though, haven't we?
We just got to report to the Senate and visit Procan's Cathedral, and that's it, I think.
Okay, so we'll just go with these sails at the minute.
Okay, the captain tells you he can organise that while you're off the ship, but he asks you specifically what you want.
Well, seeing as it's called the Smoke Street, I think we should go with grey with the symbol of. I don't know. Any ideas, guys? What sort of symbol do we have on it? A wolf's head for Tiberius? No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's quite cool. Yeah, don't mind that.
You have like a wolf's head.
Well,
but
a
then,
wolf's
like,
head and a symbol of, and the sun as well.
A wolf's head, resplendent on a sun.
Just
On a
put
grey
the
background.
just put the 4 symbols of our
Yeah, wonderful.
professions.
So-
Like,
Sorted.
Just so you're aware, most imperial vessels fly blue flags. Most pirate vessels fly red flags. Obviously, the Black Armada flew black flags with the red skulls on. Most independents fly flags of other colours: yellows, greys, greens, whites, and
I
so
think we
on.
should have grey.
Yeah, we want
The smoke
independent.
streak. We should have a
Yeah.
grey hull and a grey, because then it'll hardly be visible on a horizon on the grey seas.
I think we should have golden sails.
Yeah, we want because the captain was saying we want other
space.
colours to fly, like when we want to fly under neutral flag, like like if a flag's flying in hostile waters, you want a neutral flag so they don't get blown up. So yeah, grey. If that's a neutral like trader one, then that suits our ship, doesn't it? Grey, yeah.
So sails and pennants will cost you 50 gold, but you can have them done in around about 24 hours.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get him getting those done then. You can take the 50 off my gold, and we'll just rotate it when we get stuff done.
Could go with red sails with the skull and imitate the.
No.
No, it's likely to gain more attention than we want.
Hmm.
If we had a spare
So,
set of sails, maybe.
let's have a look at the party sheet.
We are, after all, incognito, and we need to assume many appearances.
Yeah.
So if we get a couple of sets of sails, mind you, you can't really change sails quickly in a situation, so it's probably
No, it's not like flipping a number plate.
No.
So the problem you've got is that most of your gold is in chests in Gallen's vault in Saltmarsh.
Oh, Saltmarsh is that?
So the gold you've got on your person is whatever you've got on your character sheets.
Well, I've got 30,
Inventory.
so we need another.
I've got 141. I am carrying an electrum ingot on me. Oh, that's 50 silver pieces.
I've got 105 gold.
Oh, 1, 4, 1. How much did you say, Mark?
I don't mind chipping in. So
Huh?
10 gold each.
Oh,
You
chip
had
in 15.
You had about 40, and he's got.
15 gold.
Alright.
All right,
Yeah,
you
chip in 15.
cross off your cross it off your character sheets, please, guys.
Done.
Okay, the like a well-oiled machine, the crew bring the smoke street into dock in the merchant district of Keymouth. It's ooh, hold on. By the time the ship's docked, it's now early evening.
I'd like to ask Mrs. Grubb.
Yes.
I know you're talking about rum for the water. Do you take that on board every harbour, or do we make our own here? Because
No, we'll be taking stocks in whilst we're in port, sir. Seeing as we don't know when we'll be back next.
well, if we can find the ingredients, I could set up. We can set up some. Because I know how to use brewer's supplies. Brewing.
Oh,
Might look
well,
to see if I can get.
if you can find some supplies or something, then yes, of course we can.
Save a bit of money.
So normally it would cost about 20 gold a month for food for the ship.
Mm-hmm.
2 gold of that is drink. So if you bought you could at least half that, you estimate, if you managed to source some brewing supplies and equipment.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do that when we're. But it's rather dark. Oh no, it's very early.
So do we head to the cathedral or do we head to the Imperial Palace?
I imagine the nobility are probably late risers, so.
It's
Might as well head
about
to the
7 p.m.
cathedral.
now.
Oh, PM.
Maybe we stay on the ship and go in the morning.
Yeah. Cathedral in the morning and council in the afternoon.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Okay. So you're staying on the ship overnight, yeah?
Yeah.
Who's got the cards?
Okay.
Get your instrument out.
I got some coppers.
I'm going to head out and see my aunt for the evening.
There we go. Okay, so you head out to the Oberhelm Manor. You head out into the noble district, Mark.
Yeah.
And head up to see your aunt. Along the way, can you make a perception check for me?
Oh.
The crowds are a little bit thinner once you get into the noble district at this time of night. It's a bit quieter than the rest of the city. But as you're making your way up Crow Street, just past the entrance into the noble city, 2 urchins run past you and bump into you.
I check my pockets.
You don't find anything missing, but you do find a slip of paper that wasn't there before.
Have a read of it.
In scrawled handwriting, it says, "Return home, lost bird, the eye must speak with thee."
Okay, I'll change direction from my aunt's to what's it called? Not the observatory, the
Cartographer's Guild.
Cartographer's Guild. That's it.
Okay, let's bear with me 1 second. Okay, it's quite quiet around the Cartographer's Guild. Oops. Let me find it on the map again. But the doors of the guild are open still. Lit by oil lamps. You wander into the walnut floor, which is laid out with the compass symbol inlaid into the floor, the huge map of the Cerulean territories up on one wall. And there is a secretary sitting behind a polished wooden desk.
I go over to it.
She looks up at you, and there's recognition in her eyes, even though you've never seen her before.
Mm-hmm.
Please take a seat, sir. I will contact Mr. Connery for you.
I'll go sit down and nod my head.
Okay, after a few minutes, the familiar shape of the white-haired dwarf comes into the room.
Bjorn Connery.
Ah, there you are, Commander. Please, follow me to my office.
How have you been, Bjorn?
Oh, so. We had a rather worrisome message from a agent from Amber Cove, a Mr. Hornraven, who was warning of potential attacks against the cities.
Hornraven, so he's a... I met Udor Hornraven.
Store Hornraven. It was the...
Sorry.
the sailor.
Thor. Oh, yes, that's it. Thor Hornraven. I met Thor. He was a good man.
Yes, I was called to a meeting of the Senate, and he issued his proclamation there. We're looking into it. Would you care for a drink, Commander?
Yes, I'll have some firewater.
He goes and pours some umber-coloured liquid into some 2 cup glasses and passes you on.
Well, I'm glad you're back in civilized lands. We have a mission for you. It's to do with the events that happened at the auction house a week or 2 ago. I'm sure you remember.
Absolutely.
Well, we've been investigating the thieves that stole the Black Pearl of Mirabar and this Aper that was referred to in the note, and we have some news. The mission, however, would require you to get your friends involved.
I can ask them.
Well, perhaps you would care to bring them with you then, and maybe in the morning we can talk?
Sounds like a plan. I'll see you in the morning, Bjorn.
He drains his drink.
I'll see you on the morrow then, Commander.
Take my drink and nod and walk out.
Okay. Okay, are you going back to see your aunt?
Yeah, I'll quickly see my aunt on the way back. No, I'll just see her and check in and tell her what I've been up to.
You check in with your aunt. Jenkins makes you a bite to eat, and you spend some time chatting with Aunt Helena. She's full of the latest gossip about the city. She tells you that the Meravanches are throwing a huge party in the next day or so, and she was quite upset she wasn't invited.
Whereabouts are they holding this party?
They're holding it at their mansion, my dear. At the Meravanshi Manor in the Noble District.
Well,
Can you make a history check for me? You have heard of the Meravanshis, whispers of the extremes to which they have gone in their notorious parties have always given the taverns of Keymouth something to talk about. The rumours say that their tastes run to the decadent and extreme ends of entertainment.
probably best to avoid those kind of parties anyway.
Oh, but they
Well, I
sound
won't
like
get
such
the
fun,
reputation.
my dear, and so much gossip to be had.
Better to sit back and engage in the gossip rather than the activity.
You spend the rest of the time chatting. She tells you she's had word from Penzaro and that your mother is doing well, despite her ailments.
Oh, cool. Good news. Who did I leave in charge of her? I can't remember.
I can't remember now. I'll need to look
It was
it up.
some dude we met, wasn't it?
It was.
Good.
He was out of a job and sad. So I gave him a job and cheered him up.
You did. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on.
What are those numbers you keep saying, David?
Sorry.
You keep saying numbers in the chat.
Yeah, it's just gold. It's just gold.
He's
It's
working out.
gold.
He's working out.
It's
He's
gold.
counting his coins.
Counting everybody's coins.
Oh, it was the kid you found in the mine in Penzaro.
That's right.
Oh, what a nice bloke.
Was
Thank
it
you.
Bran?
That
Brock.
wasn't it. Brock.
Yeah, he seems to be. From what Aunt Helena says, he seems to be taking good care of her.
Well, it's been lovely catching up with you, Aunt. You stay safe and don't worry about not being invited to those decadent parties.
Okay. So, and you head back, I take it?
Because there's a party in my pants.
He's my aunt, you. twisted individual.
She's a fine-looking woman, despite her advanced years.
She's my aunt, twisted individual.
Okay. The rest of you spend the evening aboard the ship, and day dawns.
New day dawns.
So, buddy, my handler Bjorn, they all know what I do.
Yeah.
My handler Bjorn has asked to see you all. He says he has another mission for us, if you're up for it.
Well, sorry,
was-
please continue. What are we?
Wasn't that the business with the auction in the Pearl?
That's correct, yes. I think we might have a chance to find out where that pearl went.
Oh yeah, that seemed to be
Well,
incredibly important, didn't it?
It'd certainly be useful in the war for us to have it and not them.
everything we do seems to interlink towards one point of focus, which is the invasion anyway. So it's all progression in my eyes. Whatever we do, it's all linked.
A lovely little answer, Tiberius, but a yes or no will do.
Cool story.
Just sniffs.
I think we're quite near the Procan Cathedral. What symbol on the map is where we're staying?
You see where it says?
Oh, I see,
You're
yeah,
saying
yeah.
where the green bit is, and you see the bit that says Dave's Knob on the map.
Yeah.
That's the Azure Cathedral.
Oh right.
I knew that'd be a useful reference point. Actually. That's why I put it there.
So we,
Gift
should
of
we,
foresight. I am wasted.
We can head to Thingy first and then walk south. Dave's Knob.
we'd have to take a water taxi, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure our boat's got a skiff we can run.
Oh yeah.
It has. Yeah.
What taxi to Dave's knob?
Yeah, so you can take a small rowboat across to the Noble District.
We'll row across.
Okay.
Go to the Cartographers Guild.
As you reach this position in the main harbour of Keymouth, you see off to the west, the northwest, a large whirlpool surrounded by warning buoys. Atticus, you can make a history check for me.
That's not very good.
Yeah, you know what this is. It's something called the Stormlord's Cache. You know that this naturally occurring whirlpool during the Festival of Richfest, sailors gather round and empty tithes and sacrifices over the sides of their ships into the whirlpool as a thank you to the Stormlord for watching over them.
I'll relay information to the party.
Oh, yeah, but surely we should make an offering then.
Maybe on our way out.
We should not anger the gods. What have the gods ever done for us?
Giving me all my powers.
It takes almost an hour to row across, dodging the large ships as the fishing vessels that are headed out. And you dock near the High Market. You know the High Market of Keymouth in the Noble District is where truly exotic or expensive merchants come to hawk their wares. Atticus, you know that generally jewellery, the occasional magic trinket can be found there. There are various entertainers, jugglers and fire breathers around.
I explained that. I say if you want to get at any special items, it might be worth having a peruse of the market on the way to the Cartographers Guild.
Oh yeah.
On the edge of the marketplace, you also notice a large timber and brick building with a slate roof. This is the Pearl and Parrot. Fancifully decorated and brightly lit by glowing gemstones at the entrance. This is one of the most upmarket taverns in the city.
Just got to nip into the market and see if there's some brewing supplies.
Let's have a wander around the market with Roderick.
Okay, you spend a little time wandering around the market. You can tell without having to, investigate too much that most things there are being sold at way above their normal price for what you could get them for elsewhere. It's obviously being catered to the rich elite of the city, but there are various rare spices being sold at some places, lots of jewellery, some very fine fencing weapons. But a lot of the stuff is quite gaudy, ostentatious, and obviously geared towards the tastes of the nobles of the city.
Get me out of here. Atticus, I've seen enough.
You can look for some
Place
brewing
makes me
supplies if
sick.
you wish.
No, this place makes me sick.
Okay.
Thank you.
Understood. Let's head to the Cartographers Guild.
Okay. So, you start heading east towards the Cartographers Guild. Just here, where you head out of the market square to the north, you see the Keymouth Opera House, which often features dancers and musicians trained at the Telvanza Academy. It's a large white stone building with giant blazing braziers outside. You head up past a large manor house, which Atticus knows is the Ledu Manor. You know that Warren Ledu is the representative of the Noble District on the Senate.
Okay.
The house of Mr. and Mrs. Lardidar.
And you get to the Cartographers Guild.
Excellent. Head in, just walk up to reception again.
Okay, you head in and following the similar routine, you're asked to sit down in the foyer, and the secretary then walks up to you and leads you down a wood-panelled corridor to Bjorn's office. She knocks on the door and then heads back to the reception. You then hear a voice, "Come in." Okay,
Sure.
you head in to the wood-panelled office lined with bookshelves overlooking a small garden through a leaded glass window. Bjorn is sitting behind his huge desk, various papers scattered about.
Ah, Commander Baron. And friends, please come in, take a seat.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us, Bjorn.
Glad to finally meet you.
So,
We've heard so much about you.
and I've heard a lot about you as well, Tiberius Grey Wolf. You've proven yourself a most efficacious ally to my friend here. What I am about to tell you is to remain within these walls. It is classified as top secret. We have been investigating the thieves that stole the Black Pearl of Mirabar from the auction house. Based on the feathers you found and the strange note, which was coded with symbols of eggs and bird heads, if you remember. The thieves belong to an organization known as the Flock. It's a network of spies, mainly Kenku, who are said to be under the control of Shepherd Hamandatorian of the Sea Princes. The note you found referred to someone or somewhere called Aper. We've actually found out that this Aper is a human agent that the Flock have in the city. Someone close to the Imperial Senate, no less. And an opportunity has arisen for this Aper, this spy, to be taken out. And we'd like you to help us with that.
Sounds like it's fairly straightforward. What's the name of that sea prince again?
Shepherd Hamandatorian.
We heard that name before.
Yeah, he's the leader of the Hold of the Sea Princes, based in Monmerg. He's basically the pirate king.
So do you want him dead or alive?
I think dead.
I think this agent has to be taken out. He's causing too much trouble, and if he is close to the Senate, we cannot have the discussions of the Senate reaching the Flock.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'll help take care of this, but then I get to call in a favour.
Well, don't you think capturing him would be better? You could maybe get some information out of him, and we don't have to murder him or any, do we?
the mission is to take this agent out. He is too dangerous, too much of an unknown random factor in our plans.
Don't know if I approve.
Zebula Meravanshi is a wealthy minor noble whose family interests run to the decadent and extreme ends of entertainment. Tomorrow he is hosting a party at Meravanshi Manor in the Noble District. We have a seeker agent who is working as a servant in the manor. He's a gnome called Krieg. And he's reported back that Zebula Meravanshi has a prisoner in his basement. A different minor noble, close to the Imperial symbol, who happens to have a tattoo just like the symbol you found. He shows you a drawing of the symbol that you found on one of the cultists that stole the Black Pearl.
Who has that tattoo?
The prisoner of Zebula Meravanshi, who he's keeping in his basement. What's more, Agent Krieg has heard this man being referred to as Aper.
No.
So, we think the prisoner in the Meravanshi basement is your target.
Then can you get us into the party?
Indeed. We feel this provides the best opportunity. You should infiltrate the party, gain access to the basement, identify the prisoner, and then make him disappear. However, this wouldn't normally be easy. The manor is very well guarded. But the fact that this party is happening offers us an excellent chance to get inside legitimately. We have managed to secure some invites to that party for you. But you must understand the great and the good of Keymouth nobility are going to be present at this party. There must be no violence. You will have to use your wits to reach your target.
And I'm afraid he must find somebody else.
We only do brute violence.
Well, let's say this is a bit of a test for you then.
Oh.
Once you get inside the party, make contact with Agent Krieg. He can give you the full layout of the house. Unfortunately, things are a little bit more complicated. Agent Krieg tells us that the basement is only accessible through a secret door in the living room of the mansion, and the secret door is magically locked. It can only be unlocked using Zebula Meravanch's signet ring, which he wears at all times. You'll need to get hold of this signet ring somehow. Agent Krieg hasn't been able to get into the basement himself, so he hasn't been able to report exactly what's down there. But you have the rest of today and tomorrow to investigate and come up with a plan of how you're going to conduct this mission discreetly. No deaths or violence if it can be avoided, other than the target, of course. What do you say? If you're willing, we can go and see the pier in Sea Branch.
It sounds like a fine idea. I've already got some ideas.
Could you just relate to me the mission, just so I know that you fully understand what is required, Commander?
At Meravanchi Manor, there's a prisoner in Meravanchi's basement. He has a tattoo, and his name is Aper. We've got to get in there and kill him. We've got to make contact with Krieg when we get there. The basement is only accessible by a secret door in the living room, which is unlocked by the signet ring, which is on Meravanchi's hands, which we've got to get.
Excellent.
Into the basement.
So then, shall we go down and see the pier?
I think that's a plan.
Follow me.
He stands up and leads you out of his office down the wood-panelled corridors of the cartographers to a closed door which he opens, and there are steps leading down but have been dressed in white stone. You follow the steps down, follow Bjorn down the steps, and they lead out into a long white corridor with several rooms off to each side, and he starts striding down the corridor.
Follow him.
As you pass down the large hallway with hollow alcoves on each side, you can't help but notice what's going on in some of them. In one of them you see a rat scampering through a glass maze. It's wearing a collar that flashes with a red light. A man nearby is moving a stick, and the rat appears to move in whatever direction the man moves the stick in. In another alcove with a thick glass front, a man is climbing into a coffin-shaped metal contraption that has long brass arms attached to it. The lid closes and the alcove rapidly fills with water. The man inside this now subaqueous vehicle operates the arms of the machine from within. And then at the end of the corridor, a man in a long white coat turns to face you. Atticus, you know him. It is the Pier Brosman.
Oh, come on.
P, how are you?
Oh, it's good to see you again, Commander. I have something here I think you'll find most interesting.
I look at my friends. Watch your fingers; it'll blow your hands off.
What?
He walks forwards and he hands each of you what appears to be a small worm made of metal.
What's this do?
I call them the Seeker's worms. Please, raise it up to one of your ears.
Ah.
Hold it up to my ear.
You hold it up by the tail up to your ear, and it swings forwards, and with an irresistible force pulls away from your grasp and crawls inside your ear.
No way.
Nope.
You'll find
Grab
that you are able to clearly hear anyone else who has one of these Seeker's worms as if you're standing right next to them, up to a range of around about 200 feet.
Excellent design, P.
Yes, well, I am quite proud of it. It's something I knocked up recently, and it should help you communicate with each other.
It
So-
surely will.
Can they be removed?
Yes, of course they can.
Painlessly?
I just don't want to listen to what everybody's saying all the time for the rest of my life. You know?
Oh,
Well, I
nearly
suppose
there.
as long as I moved a long way away, I'd be fine.
So I have a parcel of Seeker's worms. Would everybody like one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You've already put yours in. Yeah, I guess.
I've given 4 of them to Atticus. I'll just move them across to everybody.
How do we get them out?
He shows you how you pull on the tail of the worm just inside your ear to remove it. It comes out with a slightly uncomfortable sucking motion.
What?
So the Seeker's worm allow you to communicate with each other up to 200 feet. If you speak in a low whisper, the others can hear you quite clearly as though you're standing just behind their shoulder.
Let's look for some espionage.
Okay, you should all have one in your inventory now.
Thanks. Yeah, good.
So I was quite proud of the Seeker's worm, but I'm more proud of this. He reaches into a crate and pulls out a huge iron helmet with green lenses over the eyes and strange pointed ears.
Ooh.
Now, would anyone care to demonstrate this item for me?
I haven't got the ears for it.
I'll do it.
He lifts the helmet up and places it over your head, and as he does so, he explains what it does. While wearing this helm, you won't be able to see or hear anything except what the helm shows you. The helm allows communication with anyone wearing a Seeker's worm within 200 feet, but it also allows the wearer to see a sonar image of the surrounding area, with those wearing the Seeker's worms marked alongside other blips, indicating the movement of other folk. I'm going to show this to Hecate only.
Excellent. We're going to need someone at a computer, like that computer guy who's going to monitor from the outside.
Can
the
you see that map,
Yeah.
Cat? So this shows, this is all you can see, is a map of P Branch. You can see the 2 alcoves. You can see Atticus Baron, Tiberius Greywolf, and Roger Melweth, who are all wearing Seeker's worms, highlighted. And as they move around, you actually see them move around on the image.
Oh.
The blue dots are other people moving around. You presume this is Bjorn and Pierre Brosman.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
You take the helmet off after a few moments.
This will be very useful.
You've outdone yourself, P. I would suggest that once you're safely inside the mansion, one of you finds a safe place and stays there and puts on the helm of the bat. You can then relay the movements of guards and other incidents to the rest of the group.
That sounds like a good plan.
So, the last thing I have for you is these. Unfortunately, you won't be able to attend the party as yourselves. As I said, the invitee list is a most rare thing to be able to find your name upon. We've managed to cook up some identities for you, however.
He hands you each a file.
Oh, God.
You must remember these in case you are questioned, so you don't give away your true identities.
Oh God. Okay.
Samari Gilman. Landgrave's cigar.
Whether you all arrive at the party
Sure,
together or individually is up to you.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is funny.
Prom bok nom prom. Depends on you.
Say that.
When you've identified and taken care of the prisoner, Apa, report back here. Oh, one last thing before I forget. Agent Krieg managed to smuggle this quickly drawn map of the manor to us. I can't vouch for how accurate it is.
Mm-hmm. Living room. Bed. What's that? Bed. Toilet.
Sorry, I'm just writing some notes.
There you go. You've got your very own spy mission.
Cool.
Ombok. Numprum.
Sounds like a Bangkok porn star.
Who else we got? Jordan Thanet. Salmari Gilman. And Landgrave Seagar.
Okay.
Good luck, everybody.
Yes, indeed. Good luck.
Salmari Gilman.
Arcane, Atticus, Tiberius, Rodri. Quick drawn map. Lovely. I'm a hot bar.
Let's have a look at this map.
Once you've finished looking at your folders, and your files, and the map, and so on, Bjorn leads you back up to the entrance to the Cartographer's Guild. Shakes you all by the hand.
Thank you, Bjorn. We'll report back after the party.
When is the party again?
It's tomorrow evening. So you have a day and a half to fully prepare.
What time would you?
Well, the time you arrive is up to you, but the party officially starts at 7 p.m.
I wonder who would.
Well.
Right, let's head to the cathedral.
Yes. Very good. If I could have a word with you, Atticus, outside. What?
Somebody got a sketch of that map.
Memorise
We
it.
can just.
I'm going to add it to my journal.
I'm going to add it to the bottom of the
Agent's map. There we go.
box.
In my journal.
Strange symbol. And then I'm going to put my identity down there.
What? Oh,
So,
what year is it? What's the year now?
5786 ATD. ATD stands for After the Deluge.
57, 8.
you can drag them onto these down here, baby. These little window boxes. If if you grab that shield, the shield in the top left, you could drag that down and put it on one of your hotbar numbers.
Just so you're aware, your hotbar, by the way, if you hold down Shift or Control, it opens up other hotbars as well.
Ooh. We've seen that symbol before.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Mm.
No, I've seen it before.
Holy crap.
I've drawn it somewhere.
That dog. What are you
Remember?
doing? What are you doing, silly boy? What a giant doggy.
Just looking at the identities. Those are our ages. If anybody asks. I'm 24. Tiberius is 95. Arcane is 320. And Atticus is 42. Atticus,
Yes.
what's your wife's name? And your children?
He's an eyebrow at him. We don't have to know each other.
I mean, no, sorry. Landgrave's cigar. I didn't.
Roderick's getting into character.
Just these facts. We might get. I mean, Arcane is single. And so is Tiberius. You have an entire family. You might get asked. Sorry, I've never done this before. I'm really excited.
You'll need to keep your cool when you're in there, unless, of course, it's
Oh.
part of your...
Well, I'm a
Persona.
scholar. I suppose I could get really excited about scholarly things.
Humbug.
All kinds of herbs and exciting weeds and barks. Yeah, Atticus.
You're already getting into...
I grab Atticus's elbow and just steer him aside. And this whole thing about murdering that, I know he's an agent, and I know he's in between us and saving the lives of hundreds, probably thousands of people, but don't ask me to be the one to kill him in cold blood. I don't think I could do that. I just thought I'd better tell you now in case you're relying on me to do
Well,
it.
let's see if there's an alternative way of doing it. If it turns out there is, maybe we will. But if not, then I'll do it. Don't worry.
Okay. Just cards on the table.
But we should see if there's another way of doing this.
It's up to you, and I understand whatever course is necessary is necessary.
Wouldn't be the first time I've
Jetsam.
upset you all.
Limit your sins. That's what he's saying. Limiting your sins.
There's a right way of doing things. Let's see what we can achieve.
Yeah, perhaps we could visit that cathedral now.
I have a theory anyway. I think Connery's a double agent.
We should kill him.
Mm. I think the guy we're taking out's got the information on him. That's my theory.
Oh, we have to ask him when we get him. Give him a reason to live.
Connery.
Alright,
I don't
sure,
trust a
Connery.
Scotsman. Sorry.
Oh, gag.
Okay.
That's the reason.
So you're all standing in the foyer of the Cartographers Guild, all looking a little bit perplexed, and
So let's head to... I don't know what we're doing at this cathedral, Rodri. You lead the way.
Well, yeah, we need to speak to We need to speak to the High Trident, Aveline, about Barfog's visions about the Kraken. Let's go.
Okay, so you head down. It's late morning as you start heading down Harpoon Street through the tall, well-appointed buildings of the noble districts. You head down and across Fisher's Lane and then down Whale Street towards Ocean Way, where you can see the Azure Cathedral towering up. It's a huge temple dedicated to the gods of the sea. Celestian, Deep Sashalash, Procan and Sekala are all honoured here. You can see that it reaches out into the ocean and that many of the windows are actually under the surface, as though the cathedral itself inside dips down below the waters of the sea. It spirals up from a sandbar on the east of the city. It has a shell-like tower with glistening pale pink exterior and live corals growing around the base.
Head into the cathedral. Make a beeline for the. I'll make a beeline for the altar and the pews.
Okay, you enter the cathedral. It is huge, just a huge space inside, and you can see the stairs leading down a gently sloping floor towards the end, where the religious ceremonies are held. And it does indeed, the floor does go down beneath the surface of the waves. It's dry inside, but through it's lined with glass all the way along the side, so you can see the fish swimming and the ocean on either side as you walk inside.
Oh yeah. I'll walk down the steps into the water and underwater to the altar.
Okay. You walk down, you see various shrines to different aspects of various sea gods on either side as you walk down. But in the base of the tower at the far end, the floor is probably 150 feet below the waves there. Very little light filters in through the windows. But there are braziers lit which burn with a sort of bluish green flame leading down. There's a few priests about.
I'll just carry on walking to like where the kind of, I guess, pews are near the altar, but not right up to the altar.
Okay.
Underwater, just completely go underwater and just like kneel down and just cleanse myself of these impure thoughts of murder and
Okay.
and death and killing people and everything.
Okay. You spend a
he's
few
the
moments with
He's
your
the
head.
best of us.
With your head, even though you don't worship these gods, there's a strange feeling of calm, but with a bubbling undercurrent of something stronger, something that you get the feeling of something that could rise to anger quickly, much like a storm on the sea can quickly change the surface of the sea.
Respect, give it the respect it deserves. And then I'll look around for some clerics or other.
Okay, yeah, there
people.
you find a couple of blue-robed priests of Procan who are just standing near a statue of the Stormlord with their heads bowed, just quietly talking to one another.
Are we all underwater still?
The level of when I say you're underwater, you're not actually underwater.
Oh, right.
The level you're walking at is below the surface of the waves, but there's no water there. It's like you can look out the windows on either side of the aisle, and you can see the fish swimming past.
Okay, I'll just approach the brothers as give a polite cough.
One of them turns to look at you. He's completely bald-headed. But he has a blue tattoo of a trident on the left-hand side of his head. He's wearing pale blue robes, turns and nods at you.
Greetings, brothers.
Good day to you.
Actually, I need to see I need to speak with the High Trident, Abilene. Very important.
The High Trident is a very busy person. Can you tell me what this is about?
If I mention Shah Kathra, what's that? The Great Kraken stirs.
Ah, Slockrethel, yes, we have heard tales that he has been sighted recently.
Yes, I am on a mission here on behalf of Urine Farfog.
He cocks an eyebrow at the mention of the name of Loreen. Wait
The one with the
here.
hand.
I will see what I
Yes.
can do.
The one with the hand round her neck.
He nods. He turns and walks off, leaving you in the company of the other priest, who just stands
You
and
just turn
smiles
around
at
and
you.
give a big two thumbs up to the guys. Got it.
He comes back a few moments later. If you would care to accompany me.
Is it all right if I bring my friends?
He looks across at them and nods.
I'll wave them over.
He leads you down into
Totally following Roger's lead here.
into the basement of the end tower of the cathedral, which is a huge circular tower, several hundred feet across. It's almost all open space. There's no rooms off to the side. You can see that it leads up into darkness several hundred feet above. And there's a group of priests standing around a pool of water about 50 feet across, which is basically like a moon pool in that it goes down into the ocean. The priest you're with goes up and talks to one of them, and she turns round. The Dread High Trident is wearing simple robes, fashioned to give the appearance of glistening blue fish scales. Her hair is long and dark and tied back into a single plait that lashes around in the air behind her like a fish's tail, even though there's no wind. She's holding a long, plainly adorned silver trident. She walks over to you.
Wow.
Yes, what is it? I ain't got all day.
You are the Dread High Trident, my lady. Sorry, I don't know the correct word to call.
I hear you have a message from Farfog for me.
Yeah, she's had some
spit it out, man.
She's had some very disturbing visions. Very disturbing. About the Kraken.
Tell me about these visions.
Something to do with ships, jungles, and trees. I can't remember. Anybody else remember? What was it? Ships, jungles, and trees in the jungles. Was that it, GM? I didn't make notes.
All I've got in my notes is Roger needs to visit the Azure Cathedral in Keymouth. That's my notes.
Ships, jungles, trees is all.
Her vision was a dark one of rising seas, jungle trees, a dark pirate king, and the Kraken Slockrethel.
Okay, I relay that to her, and said we also think that the Kraken himself, the Great Kraken, has been attacked and is now under the control of some strange, almost otherworldly creatures. Those creatures with the tentacles for mouths.
She stands there listening to you. And she starts biting her lip. Do you want to make an insight check for me,
I
please?
bloody do. Can't read people very well there. I'm prepared to use my D4 to add.
Yeah, use your D4.
Okay. Because that was probably.
Her eyes seem to grow hard. At first, you can't tell whether she's angry or upset. But she bites her lip, and then she looks up at you. Fuck! Fuckity fuck!
Oh,
Fuck! The police around
you
us kind of
alright?
shuffle nervously from side to side and look at each other.
is it bad?
I thought this might be the case. Fuck!
We I'll show. I've just got that piece of paper, the coded paper of the Elder Brain.
Mm-hmm.
Druskis, Luz, Grigor, Sartorello, brothers in. I'll show her that. I've got this.
You explain the translation to her, do you?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
She doesn't recognise the writing.
Now that our master has successfully grafted.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
She turns round, throws her arms in the air. Fuck!
Whatever you're doing to that woman, please stop, Rodri.
She turns back to
No
you.
problem.
It's
If
as
it
I
was a
fucking
Jetsam.
expected, isn't it? I too have been having these visions. The Lord of the Trackless Depths, one of the prime servitors of the Storm Lord, is being controlled by something. Some force. And
Being, actually, alien being, not of this world.
We've fought them. We've killed. Two of them.
you don't fucking understand. I'm the fucking High Trident, right? I speak to the Great Kraken. The Great Kraken talks to me in my dreams. He gives me orders, he tells me what to do. And now you confirm that what he's telling me to do might not be his wishes at all, but could be the wishes of these fuckers.
Likely, yeah.
It could be a load of
Fuck.
bollocks. You're correct.
What have you been doing?
What is their plan? What have they been?
I don't know. I only know what the Lord of the Trackless Depths has told me. But
Has
It's
his
something
wishes
to
changed?
do with a Black Armada.
Yes.
Apparently,
we
this
do.
is a growing fleet of pirates, and from what my visions tell me, they lair in a city of dead ships.
Does that mean anything to me now?
Does what mean anything to you? The city
The
of dead
city of
ships?
dead ships. Is there like a ship's graveyard anywhere where
There's
people?
nothing that springs to mind.
Although Atticus, we did fight some dead ships, I suppose. Suppose down at the other place when they rose out of the water. Those be
Have
dead
I
ships.
read anything, in the Bloodhunter library? Or...
You haven't. You
some very
don't.
much
A
worried,
city
maybe.
of dead ships is something none of you have ever heard of.
Okay, this is exciting.
Fuck.
Tiberius.
Seems like you fellas and lady, you know a bit more what's going on.
Yes, we know we are aware the Kraken is under the control of what we believe to be
She looks.
alien life forms.
She looks over at a large marble statue of Procan, the Storm Lord, standing there serenely surrounded by fishing nets, a crab crawling over one of his shoulders, wielding a big trident. She looks over at the statue. All right, you old fucker.
Hmm?
I think you're right. She nods to herself. Wait here, she says to you, and then storms off, still angry, her fists clenched at her side.
Wow.
She comes
So-
back. Sorry, go on.
This woman's just told us that she talks to the Kraken, who we know is possessed. Really, we've got to be very careful trusting anything she does or says.
I don't know that.
Oh, I think, it could be, but I think she's been manipulated.
I mean,
she's a
from
victim
what
of
you
it.
understand, you can make insight checks to see if it's genuine or not. The reason she's so angry is because she feels she's been manipulated, because she takes messages purportedly from Slar Creethil, telling her how to guide the church, and now she realises these messages might not be from Slar Creethil at all.
Oh.
They
Well-
might be from whoever's controlling it.
Let's just be wary in case she is being controlled.
She comes back after a few moments, and she's carrying a satchel. She looks at you, Rodri, and she thrusts it out towards you. Sorry, did you say something then?
No, I just went oof.
Here.
What's in it?
She kind of make an insight check for me.
Yeah.
You can tell that she's reluctant to actually pass it over to you. She's kind of arguing with herself in her head as to what the best thing to do is.
Mm-hmm.
But then she seems to reach a decision and thrusts the satchel towards you again. It's a gift from the Stormlord. I have a feeling you're going to need it more than me.
Oh? What should we do with it?
What do you think you fucking do with it? You wear it, you great plum.
Okay. I'll put the strap over my shoulder and stick it on. Like this?
She puts her head in her hand and shakes her head from side to side despairingly. In the fucking bag, innit?
Oh, sorry. Open the bag and have a look what's inside.
Inside is a strange cloak of a strange dark material. It looks similar to the cloak she's wearing, but as you sort of reach down towards it, it almost seems to move and shrink away from your hand.
I'll take it out and do I put it on now? Put it on.
That's up to you. The Stormlord moves in mysterious ways, doesn't he, the old fucker?
Well, let's see what he has to say. I'll put the cloak on. Swish it.
You put the cloak on. It sits on your shoulders, but as you're wearing it, it kind of writhes and moves of its own volition, almost as if it's floating in water.
Weird.
You know what this does. Somehow, something within you tells you that this is the Ocean Strider's cloak of Procan. While wearing the cloak, you can choose to walk on water as if it was solid ground. Additionally, as an action, you can pull the hood up, and when it's up, you can breathe normally in water. You also know that it gives you a +1 bonus to any School of Magic enchantment spells. I shall drop it into your inventory. Whether you keep it or give it to someone else is up to you.
I have a good idea that I will be passing that on to somebody. This is a most impressive gift.
Make sure you put it to good use.
Will do.
Find out who the hell is controlling the Great Kraken.
If I may, I was wondering if you've heard of a Triton called Cregan in Anteros.
Cregan? I know Cregan. Of course I know Cregan. I didn't know the old sot was in Anteros. He's called the Wanderer. He wanders the Azure Sea.
Udor Flamesinger tasked us to visit him and said he might have some knowledge about these creatures.
Yeah, you haven't been listening to Flamesinger, that wet lettuce, have you?
Well, he was the subject of an attempted abduction by the Black Armada, and they sent a whole fleet down to Wolfhaven, was it?
Amber Cove.
Amber Cove, just to ensure that he was captured.
He may be a wet lettuce, but if the Black Armada is after him, he probably did a good thing by stopping them.
We were right. We're pretty good. Well, this is the solemn task you have entrusted us with. We'll try not to let you down.
Fuck!
And, yes, exactly. Hopefully I can return this cloak to you. And with some good news.
She nods. I'll pray for it.
Roger.
Abilene.
Sorry, Abilene.
Well, good luck to you, Roger.
Okay. Roger that. Over.
Roger. She's called him Roger.
Roger that. Over.
Nod. Take on the. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. She turns around and heads back to the moon pool, surrounded by her attendant priests. As she wanders off, you can hear her going, "Fuck! Fuck!" Okay, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break there, if that's okay. We'll go and check the kids, and you can talk about your plans for the party and what you may do.
Toilet time.
All right. I'll be back in a few.
I have to get Neil to send me that soundtrack. It was cool. Oh,
It's very chilled out, wasn't it?
like that. Good ambient music. You enjoying that cornetto?
Popular.
Right.
Hey. Hey, you.
Oh.
What?
I wander over to the nearest fountain in the street when we leave and go, I don't think I need this cloak. Stick my head in the fountain and try to start speaking under the water. And I'm there for like a minute with my head in the fountain still. 2 minutes. I haven't come up for air. And you see, last night I had a bit of a dream. And you know, I said I was hearing voices. That chap came something about offering me some extra protection, seeing as we've been travelling the seas. And I know it sounds pretty crazy, but I think I can breathe underwater now. I don't think I need this cloak.
Let's try. Shoves his head into a bowl.
I'm just there. I offer no resistance whatsoever. just shrug my shoulders like.
Takes all the fun out of it if you don't resist.
Yeah, I'm not struggling. I just turn my head underwater, just look up at Tiberius.
I think Neil edits this bit out when he goes AFK.
Try and come back. Try. Yeah. So who wants the cloak? Plus, it gives you +1 to enchantment spells. So that might. I was thinking that's pretty good for Hecate, because you're the only other spellcaster who could use enchantment. Mind you, enchantment.
She's got a low, mate.
Okay. Any of them? All my spells enchantments, like counter spell and stuff. Duration. Enemies abound is. Oh no! Enemies abound is enchantment. Fear is illusion. Charmed monster is enchantment. Golden radiance is evocation. Yeah, I'll have to speak with Hecate. Whole person's enchantment. That gives me bonuses to whole person as well. Yeah, let's see what spells Hecate's got for enchantment school. Mine is hold person, counter spell, enemies abound. So that's a second level, 2 third levels, and a 4th level spell or enchantment. So I mean +1 on those.
I'm back.
I've just been demonstrating my ability since last night to. I found the nearest fountain in the street and dunked my head under it and showed them I could breathe underwater. And Tiberius was holding my head under the water and I was just shrugging my shoulders. Like, oh.
No fun when they don't struggle.
It's just that +1 to enchantment would help me with hold person, counter spell, enemies abound, and charm monster. Just see what Hecate's got in the way of enchantment.
Yes, it's like Doctor Strange's cloak. It can't fly, unfortunately.
Damn it. Yeah.
Sorry for the munching. Sorry, I'm just enjoying a mince pie.
Oh my god!
Mince pie.
So, it's about midday by the time you leave the cathedral.
Whatever.
Before, oh god, I'm not sure I'm up for planning a fucking spy mission. My brain's not in gear enough.
Is Becky back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Should we go back and see? Because wasn't it this city that we had that encounter with the vampire?
No. That was in Amber Cove.
Hecate,
Yes.
I know you use magic, so I was just wondering. The Dread Trident explained that this magic would help with enchantments. I'm just wondering if you cast many enchantments in your spells. So if you click, each spell has got a school of magic. So if you click on the details of the spell, it will say like evocation or abjuration or illusion. So if you're twisting people's minds, it's usually enchantment. I've got quite a few of them.
I don't have any, I don't think, other than minor illusion, but that's just a cantrip, so
Yeah.
you're probably better off using it, Rodri.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, though.
Oh, we could always see the.
But I insist.
Sorry, Mark, what was that?
I was coughing. Sorry, I was apologising because I was coughing.
Oh, we have to see the Senate, don't we?
Oh yeah, we should go and do that as well. Should we go and do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is the Senate building that we've got to get to now?
You think it's probably in Castle Terracnian. Where the Emperor lives.
Oh.
Oh lordy.
We can walk there though, can't we?
Oh, we've got our boat, our skiff.
Oh yeah.
You've got a boat. It's still up at the high
Well,
market. at the moment.
we'd have to walk back to the boat anyway.
Mm-hmm. To the boat, Batman.
What's the map of Keymouth called? Keymouth.
I'll share it against the imperial capital of Keymouth, city of 1,000 bridges.
Oh, okay. Thanks, mate. Yeah, Castle Turkmen's off. That's where we left from the Imperial docks previously.
We need to report on behalf of.
Well, we'll head to the docks and see who's there and see if we can get any traction. If not, then they're lost.
So you're heading back to the boat?
Yeah.
Okay, you wander back up through the streets of this, the Noble District. Back up to the High Market. Your boat is still moored there.
Get to the boat and row across.
Okay. You row across to the docks of Castle Terracnian. You can see as you approach the docks there are many guards around, and as they see you approaching, one of them starts waving at you to go back.
It's rather rude.
We have a message for the Emperor.
As you, by the time the small rowing boat bumps up against the docks, there are 5 guards there standing, and they all have their swords drawn.
I believe we
One
were
of them
given.
strides forwards. What's your business at Castle Terracnian? Only official Imperial business is allowed here.
Weren't we given some?
Business. I show him the missive that we had from the Emperor to head to Amber Cove.
He looks at it.
Can't remember the handout.
Yeah, he looks at it. He goes back to one of his guards. Stay there! And one of the guards goes running off.
Just look at everyone in the boat. Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Why are they so rude?
See that ship moored over there in the harbour? That was given to us by the Duke.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Yeah.
After a while, after a few moments, you see the guard returning, and he's in the company of the first Sea Lord of the Empire, the person who first gave you your mission to go to Amber Cove.
Oh.
We've returned from Amber Cove.
So I see, Commander. Well, let's go to my office and we can talk. It's all right, lads. You can stand down.
Just give him a
job.
look. Yeah.
We have news of
The guards when we go past.
And later on, I'm gonna boat.
They're only doing their jobs now. They're protecting the life of the Emperor. God bless his name.
What he said.
He leads you into his office near the docks.
Drinks?
Yes.
I wouldn't say no.
He pours out some mugs of rum, passes them round.
God.
Swing it down.
Sits down with a big sigh, throws his cap onto the desk, puts his feet on the table.
So, what did you find?
So I'm sure you'll know that there was an attack on Amber Cove.
Aye, the Archduke's man. What's his name?
Thor.
Store Hornraven. That's right. He
Alright.
he came and passed on the message. Aye, he said there might be an attack.
Good.
So what did you find? I asked you to go and look into some crashed vessel.
Yeah, we found the crash vessel, and it was covered in strange. Showing the documents, all the alien stuff, which led us on the path of
The mine.
hunting things down. We went to the mines to the southeast of Amber Cove and explored there, and there we found that they're experimenting on humans.
A laboratory.
He, are you leaving anything out of your tale, basically?
No.
You say you tell him everything.
Yeah.
This be right worrying news, I don't mind telling you. I'll need to relay all this back to the Senate. Are you in town for a day or two?
Yeah, we are. We'll be heading to the party at...
No, we won't.
There we will.
Don't tell him.
He looks
You
at
can find-
Rontry, he looks at Atticus.
We're staying on our boat. I'll give him the name of the boat.
Okay, you tell him where the boat's docked, he says.
I'll get word to you if anything comes of it.
Roger
But,
that. Crew will get the message to us if we're not there.
The smoke streak. Yeah.
The Empire certainly owes you a boon.
Just bear with me 1 second, please.
Let's call it Smoker's Retreat.
Yeah, crash ship, aliens. There was a strange creature who'd been captured in the ship, which is really weird. Fought them, and la la la. They were capturing humans, taking them to the laboratory. They've harnessed the Kraken. They're probably allied with the Black Armada. They've got a dastardly plan to take over the world.
I believe I owe you something. We said 500 gold, didn't we? I paid you 250 before you went.
Indeed.
He goes over to a safe in the corner of the room, moves the dial a few times, he covers the safe with his back so you can't see. As he opens it up, and he pulls out a bag and throws it onto the table. There's the rest of it. It's 250 golds to divvy up as you see fit.
Lovely.
50 each. 50.
You're most
50.
kind. Yeah,
50,
Yeah,
50 for the crew.
Just to get the ship fund.
yeah, 50 each and 50 for the crew.
The monthly uptake. I mean, monthly
42.
cost for the ship 42. But yeah, say it's 50, and you might get a bonus of giving them good grub and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Fresh water.
So
Yeah.
Fresh rum water. Sorry.
So
50 each.
50 each and 50 for the crew.
okay, so add 50 onto each of your inventories.
Done it.
Oh, my pockets are bulging with gold. I'm richer than Yao.
You need to bear with me 1 second while I do this.
Considerably richer than Yao.
Yeah. We are.
Oh, don't start me, Rich. I'm knackered.
Mate, I am
Okay, I'll have to make an NPC for the smoke streak.
holding all nighter on Gladius last night. Yeah, 2 nights in the fuck.
And the night before that.
Yeah.
What, with the boy?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a tale to be told.
and 50 golds to the ship fund.
Who's winning, Rich?
Oh, we are playing against the computer. Playing against the AI. It's basically
we are.
Civ. Just Civ with 40k. Universe.
Okay, I'll have to figure out how to do that later. Okay, 50 gold on the smoke streak. I've made a note. Okay.
Nice.
Pay the crew's wages for a month.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again.
Here's a ship, and by the way, you'll have to pay the crew. Right, okay. Oh,
If
and
you
by the
need us
way-
ever again, seek us out on the smoke streak.
There we go.
By the way,
Yes,
here's 4 or 5 tasks that'll probably get you killed. But
Leave word in the ports, and we'll get back to you.
Where are we going next, Atticus?
I think we're going to be, after here, we're going to be heading, hang on, where's my travel map?
We need to go to Lost Hope, don't we?
Yeah, Lost Hope, the islands of Lost Hope, which is north east of Amber Cove.
So, just so you're aware, on the party sheet under cargo, you'll see on the right-hand side a bag which has the words "the smoke streak" on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you click that, it will open up another window, which
yeah.
might appear under the party sheet. You might need to move it around.
Oh, it's on top.
And that's got 50 gold in it now.
Sweet.
Nice, thanks, man.
I had to put someone as the owner. I've put Atticus, and that means Atticus can move stuff in and out of that inventory.
Yeah, we're after seeking Albanos, a druid on Tremor in the Islands of Lost Hope.
Well, you don't rightly know about that, Mr. Melworth. But
Right.
I would advise caution if you're going to Lost Hope.
Why?
Why is that?
It's a strange place. Just bear with me 1 second.
Then Rodri will fit right in.
Oh, yeah, it's below the belt.
Lost. There we go. It's a barren land, rocky, with little vegetation. Large chain of islands. Once it was called the Kingdoms of Tremor, but it's now just broken up into petty warmongering kingdoms. There's always fighting and politicking. They care little for the outside world.
I heard talk of Dark Fae on the islands. You haven't heard of anything about that, have you?
I don't know rightly much about the place, but there are said to be ancient forests and mountains there. So maybe.
What about the sea? I seem to remember there's a big something called the Pit of Golgor on the way.
That's another place to steer clear of.
Oh. Should we
It's a
hug the
huge
coast then?
whirlpool some 2 miles across. You don't want to get near it or you'll be
I'd know
sucked
of the
in.
Pit of Golgo, would I?
Yeah. You know to avoid it. If you get within a mile of it, your ship will start to be drawn inexorably towards its centre.
Should we steer north or south of it?
South.
South. Very good.
There's many fireside tales told of the Pit of Golgor. A particular favourite of mine involves a lost vessel whose crew saw strange green lights flickering in the sky and went to investigate. They came across the pit, from which was rising 4 great tentacles with barbed suckers, which pulled it down to its doom.
Not a very nice place.
Like you said, we avoid it.
Avoid the horrible place on the way to the nasty place.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to sail the Azure Sea, that's good advice no matter where you're going.
Thank you. Thank you for your advice.
Well, I'll be in touch if anything comes up after I've spoken to the Senate.
Thank you, First Sea Lord. Until next time.
You know, I'll pass word
we are.
round that you're to be allowed to land at Castle Terrachnian in the future.
Nod. Thank you.
Don't leave the docks area, though, without my assent.
Understood.
Hear it, BA.
Head back to our little skiff, and I guess we're going to row back to the smoked street.
Okay, it's early afternoon by the time you get back to the smoke streak.
We'll have a bit of a party, I think.
I'd like to find a market where I could buy some brewing supplies, a still to make the
Let's
rum.
get into the city and see what we're going to come across.
Okay. Well, you know the harbour market is in the
Yeah, I can see it.
merchants district to the west of where you're moored.
I guess I'll head over there then.
Treat the crew to a problem.
Okay, you have a bite to eat, then you head out to the harbour market.
Oh yes. I see
You
it.
can see.
Cool.
I'll just let you know as you get back to the smoke street. You can see that some of the smaller pennants have already been replaced with grey flags, which bear a wolf's head with smoke rising from it.
Lovely.
I think that's what you said you wanted, wasn't it? A wolf's head.
Yeah, that sounds cool, mate.
You head to the major open market of the merchant district, a collection of brightly coloured tents and bazaars selling general and imported goods, food and entertainment. At this time of day, it's quite busy.
Excellent. Nobody's gone. No more scorpions for Tiberius, so.
You don't know where my secret stash of scorpions is. So you fuck off.
Got them dashed on the ship somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I'd ask around see if I can get some brewing supplies, get a still.
Yeah. Make a charisma check for me, please.
Charisma. Main. Charisma. Ka.
Charisma.
Charisma.
Yes, you can find some brewer's supplies for 2 gold.
Mm. Is it like a proper still?
Yeah, I mean it's not massive, but there's enough to sort
Yeah.
of. There's a little place for a small keg, a distillation unit.
I help Rodri carry all the stuff back.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying and go and pick up some like supplies like the sugar, cane sugar, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you knock off 2 gold for the brewer's supplies and 50 silver for the various ingredients, some malt, and which is easy to come by in this area due to the proximity of the Keylands to the south.
Excellent. Done. Not very pleased with myself. Oh, Kira will be happy with these.
Behind Rodri with like packs dragging us down. We're coming.
Keep up, Atticus. Come on. What? Sorry. Don't need anything else. I don't think. Good.
Okay.
Good for crossbow bolts. La 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 la.
Okay, so you have a day until the party. Are you going to prepare? What are you going to do anything? Or?
Oh God, I don't know.
Can I tune this cloak?
You can, yes.
Lovely. Ocean Strider's cloak. I'll take it then. Boop. Oh, it's a +1 bonus to AC School of Magic. Oh, so it's not a +1 bonus to the spells, it's just a +1 bonus to resist
Yes.
enchantment.
Yeah.
Oh. Somebody else should take this cloak. Somebody else should take this cloak. I don't need it. It allows you to. Yes, it allows you to breathe water and resist being enchanted.
Adds +1 to your saving throws and stuff against enchantment spells.
Why don't you need it, Rodri?
Well, as I showed you in the square with that
That's
fountain.
just one of its skills.
But I'm trying to without reading the rules. The spells of that try to control the mind. I've been quite successful against that, and some of us haven't. So, and along with its powers of water breathing, I think it'd be more, which I already have, as explained. Somebody else would make better use of it.
Who can't breathe underwater?
Tiberius, I think.
I can.
Oh,
I can't.
there you are, little man.
Are you going to pass it to Tiberius then?
Yes.
What is it? A potion?
No, it's a cloak.
Oh, okay.
I'll put it in your inventory, Tiberius.
Lovely.
Isn't that your cloak though?
It was given to Rodri, but he's passing it to you.
Oh, okay.
Gives you +1 to resist enchantment spells. You can choose to walk on water as if it was solid ground whilst wearing it.
Ooh.
And if you pull the hood up, you can breathe normally in both air and water.
You'll have to
It's a bit
attune.
of kit, isn't it?
You'll have to attune it.
Then I shall attune it. Thank you. I shall take good care of it.
It's a gift from Procamp, Lord of the Seas, the depths, the currents, the eddies and the tides. Thank him.
I'll
Not
take
me.
anyone's guidance at the moment in this kerfuffle we've got ourselves wrapped up in. I mean,
Indeed.
being
Yes.
a blood hunter was a hard life, but this?
So,
Right, I think I
Saving
need
the
to
world now, apparently, we are.
anything else you would like to do to prepare for the party?
I'm going to insist on
Oh,
everybody
God,
calls me.
I'm not sure. It's really complicated what we're going to have to do, the planning of who stands where and movement and how we're going to get the ring off his hand. There's
Should
a lot of planning, guys.
Should we just have a little think about it? Because we've got one person with the bat helmet.
Yeah, so that'll be 3 who are moving around.
If someone is wearing the bat helmet, just to let you know, they can't see or hear anything other than what the bat helmet shows them and what is relayed to them by the Seeker's worm. So they
I'm
won't
gonna-
be able to see what's going on.
Yeah, so we'll have to get them somewhere safe and out of the way. And then we're going to have to...
I mean, there are water closets, so you could get into the toilet, lock the door, stick the bat helmet on. There's a toilet on the ground floor.
Yeah, problem is other people could go into the toilets, and if you're sitting there, you can't hear anything. So you might be there
That's true.
listening to the instructions, and someone might be stood outside the door listening.
Yeah.
This needs a lot more planning than...
As long as you're like within 200 feet, 200 feet of the 200-foot range, isn't it?
Isn't that?
So as long as you're within 200 foot of the furthest corner of the grounds, you could hide somewhere in a building, in an adjacent building or something.
Yeah.
And then we've got all these false identities. Man. Yeah, I'm going to insist on calling everybody by their false name for the rest of the day and the night. And everybody calls me by the name Jordan Thanet.
So the party's the next day.
Kitchen.
Yes.
Right.
It's 3 o'clock, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. The party starts at 7 o'clock on the next day. So you do have some time to prepare if you wish.
Okay, I'm going to pop out one of my wolf claws and scratch each of them. Kate, Roger,
Ow!
and Atticus.
What the fuck did
So
you do that for?
you each take 1 hit point of damage, probably.
Okay.
But I've just put a brand of castigation on you, so I will always know where you are.
Whoa, cool.
Level 6 Blood Hunter skill.
Nice, that's handy.
Nice.
You know the directions of the branded
we're gonna have to
creature.
plan this.
So it doesn't tell you exactly where they are. It tells you what direction they're in.
Yeah, it's quite good enough.
It lasts until you dismiss it. Yeah.
Kate, I think you should be in charge of getting the ring off his finger, and I think if we find...
As long as he's not gay.
I'm going to get it off him.
If he's gay, leave it to me.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean
I'm an
using your
expert.
skill to manipulate items.
Oh.
So you manipulate a circle of wood that we pick up outside to look like the ring, and someone can try and replace it on his finger, or...
We might need to drug him.
I have a minor illusion, so maybe when we get the ring off, I can create a ring like an illusion to look like his ring.
I mean, if you could find something to slip in his drink and render him unconscious, that would be very good.
But we can't control when he falls unconscious, and he's in the middle of a party, and surely
But if he's acting like sick and ill and about to pass out, and one of us could try and steer him out of the way and offer to take him to his room.
He's a nobleman. He'll have people who'll rush straight over if he.
That could put him.
They'll be like, "Who the fuck are you, strangers?" We might have an eye in on that.
If one of us has the ability to turn invisible, they could enter that room.
Precious.
Also, if he is so noble, he'd come to a damsel in distress's need. So if I pretend to pass out, he can rush over to me, and I can just slip it off his finger.
I mean, that might work.
Yeah, using illusions.
And we both got minor illusion, but I don't know if you've told everybody about your invisibility spell.
He might see through it though as an experienced spellcaster.
Right.
Is he an experienced spellcaster?
I'm going to assume he is.
I've got no idea.
Who knows?
All you know about him is he's a noble of the Maravanshi family. He lives in the noble district at Maravanshi Manor, and his parties are famous for being extreme.
Hedonistic. So Koti's going to be a scribe invited by the ambassador from Antros. So you're going to be quite posh. I'm a student of herb law, probably not that posh. Atticus is a merchant, You probably want to be a rich merchant because they're all nobles, weren't they? And Rich is going to be a ship engineer. So maybe if Tiberius spends some times with the rest of the day on board the ship, learning about ship engineering and stuff, and phrases he can just chuck out to show that he's a ship engineer. But Atticus
he
probably
knows a bit anyway about ships.
Yeah, Atticus might need some.
Stories are only of use if we end up in small talk with people.
Yeah,
we're going to want to keep to a fucking minimum.
Yeah.
We don't want to be in contact with people. Every second we're in there, we're exposed. Every second in there, we want to be doing something to get that ring off his finger, to get to the living room and get in that basement.
In case we
can't be wasting time having chats and shit.
Oh no, we'll try and avoid it possible. But in case you get what's it is, Hecate might need some posh clothes because she's from the Elven ambassadors.
What are you trying to say about my robe?
Sorry. Atticus is supposed to be a merchant, so you'll need. I don't know if you, because the clothes we're wearing at the moment are probably absolutely fucked. So Atticus might need some merchant. We might. Basically, I think we're going to go shopping for some posh clothes because we're going to a noble party, aren't we? So we've got to dress up a bit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe even some jewelry, like if a god he's like be decked in jewelry or something.
Wait, you're going with this Rodri.
Just to dress up as the part, so we don't arouse suspicion. I mean, it's a very extravagant party anyway, so we've got to dress extravagantly, otherwise we might stick out like a sore thumb.
My armour can change into anything I want it to be.
So. As a ship engineer, probably.
Click my fingers and I've got a full dinner suit on. With bow tie.
Yeah. Like it. What are you? You're invited as an acquaintance of the Tasker family for whom he works. Does Atticus know anything about the Tasker family? Because Tiberius has got to know stuff about them.
He does. Taskers. So yeah, Atticus knows that the Tasker Hills are a rich family of nobles that actually don't live in the noble district. They live in the Cudgel district. They are easily the richest family in that area, and they own the Thunder Lumber Mills, which has ensured a constant inflow of profit for many hundreds of years. It's what their wealth is built upon. So they chop lumber down from the trees of the Fearwood Weald, ship it into the city via the canals and rivers, and then it's sent down to their dockyard in Keymouth, where they build ships for the Imperial Navy.
So that's Richie's shtick.
Yeah, you know that the leader of the Taskerhill family is a proud and eloquent man called Calmadar Taskerhill.
That's probably Richie's boss, and Rich is building ships, and he's probably out for some lumber or some shit.
Taskerhill, yeah, my Taskerhill family. Fighters an acquaintance of Taskerhill family. Ship engineer. Yeah. I've had a few ideas on how they can streamline their manufacturing line, and they're keen to hear my ideas on.
Well, we're all going right. Let's think about character, and Atticus is just going. Let's just fucking get in there and get out.
Yeah, let's get drunk, do loads of drugs, tell everybody the plot of what we're up to, what we're doing, make friends with everybody, just chill out. I think we should just vent, get drunk and vent in the middle of the party.
Would Hecate know who the ambassador from Antaros is, like his name?
Maybe.
We've got to decide who's going to stay outside with the
helmet. It's like, who's got the best abilities to infiltrate? Richie's got his armor, Hecate's got her invisibility. What about you, Atticus.
Well, I'm probably the least magical in that way.
All I've got is a minor illusion. The rest of
I mean,
I've got my talisman.
Can
so
you
that gives
make
me
a
+4.
history check for me, please, Hecate?
Okay.
Yeah, you do know that the name of the envoy from Antaros to Keymouth is an elf, an Eldgak called Reptar Sarsantir.
Sarsantia?
sorry, I have I'm desperate for the week.
Okay, mate.
Roger.
What race was he, sorry?
Eldgak, so high elf.
Yeah.
So that's your. Oh, you were invited by the ambassador from Antaros. You were invited by Rektar to help improve Imperial Elven relations.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if he's going to be there.
Well, if he invited me, probably.
Yeah.
Let's just wing it like we normally do.
I know.
This thing with D&D, you spend hours making a plan, and within the first 2 minutes, it all goes out the window.
Yeah, and it's a fight, so let's just fucking wing it. Ad-lib D&D.
And Atticus is looking to open up trade to the Amber Coast. He requires a wealthy patron, so Atticus is looking for somebody to buy his goods at the party. So he's on the lookout. He's a landgrave. He's a posh. He's a noble. Looking for somebody to buy my goods. And I'm who's I again? I'm a student at the University of Keymouth. I'm of interest in the garden collection in Mervanchi Manor. Oh, so I've gone there to inquire about a collection of herbs at Mervanchi to further my studies. Yeah, but one of us has got to wear that bat helmet and won't be included in it.
I think either you or Atticus should wear the helmet. I could probably just go invisible and go get in, get out. I'd distract him while I slip it off.
I've got the like I'm a charisma caster as well, like you, Cartes. I've got really high charisma, but I don't have persuasion or deception.
I think I mean I've got the cloak. I think you should give me the mask.
Can somebody make an intelligence check for me?
It's what's beneath the mask.
Oh.
I suppose you think that was terribly clever.
Kat, you haven't been to many parties like this, but it does suddenly occur to you, what are you going to do about everybody's weapons? Because from what you understand generally, they're not allowed in parties.
Not a problem for me.
There shouldn't be a fight, but yeah, it looks like we're going to go in naked, so the only thing...
Fine, I'll just leave them on the ship until I need them, and then I'll summon them.
Oh, nice.
You can do that?
What's the range on that?
Yeah.
Is it the same plane?
Hang on, I'll find out.
I've got mage hand, so I can also go and grab
That's
him.
extremely cool if you can.
Yeah. Can you summon my shield as well? Because I'm like Captain America, cross between Wolverine. I'm like a hybrid Marvel hero.
You're more like Squirrel Girl, to be honest, mate.
I'll take that.
Atticus. Have you still got the scars on your face? Have you still have half your face busted away?
As long as it's on the same plane of existence, you can summon that weapon as a bonus action on your turn, causing it to teleport instantly to you.
Awesome. That is awesome.
You can have up to 2 bonded weapons.
Oh, you can do double pistol.
think it isn't
I
one
don't
of them
know
your
if you got to.
scimitar or something.
So
Oh,
one's
yeah,
my
yeah.
pistol, one's my scimitar.
Oh my, that would be
That
so
is awesome.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, something for you to bear in mind. Cat suddenly pops up with this question.
No weapons.
So I'll leave mine on the ship.
Well, you don't really need weapons, do you? 'Cause or you could just leave your dagger there and recall your dagger.
I don't need my dagger.
Yeah, but
Really.
you can leave it on the ship and like literally recall it. Like Thor, man.
I have to see if it has range.
Well, you don't.
Yeah.
Need weapons.
Yeah, you just leave it. I'm just going to leave my weapons on the ship and summon them when I need them.
Yeah, the main thing is just how to get that ring off his finger.
I'm going to leave my shield with Atticus's stuff then, so it comes with Atticus.
Is anybody good at pickpocketing or
what skill would that be? That would be
sleight of hand?
No.
Yeah, that's
I've
true.
got +2 and it's not a proficiency.
Yeah, +2.
I have
I've
+4 to sleight of
+4,
hand.
but no +4 but no proficiency. I still think we could.
+4.
If you could slip something in his drink, at least that would isolate him from the rest of the party, and then we've got someone.
I think it'll make him more difficult to get to.
But otherwise, he'd be in a room full of people.
Which is why you got to use sleight of hand, and we've got to fucking hope they make the roll.
Or we make Kate dress like a whore and get her to lure him outside, and then we sort of do him over. Haven't we got to kill him anyway?
That's not going to work. No, not this guy. We haven't. Not the guy.
We need the ring off his finger to get into the secret
He's
passage.
the equivalent of a billionaire. He's not going to be. He's going to be the one ordering the whores around.
Can we stop calling me a whore, please?
I wasn't calling you a whore.
I still think you should dress slutty.
I just have deception. I think that's helpful.
Give you my little nubbin. My little gnome nubbin.
Oh my god.
Whilst you're all on the deck of the ship, discussing your plans, there's a little pull on your. There's a pull on your skirts, Cat.
Tiberius, get off.
Over here.
Tiberius is standing a few feet away from you. You look round, and one of the two goblins is standing there.
Excuse me, pretty lady.
Hello, Flotsam, is it?
Me's not Flotsam, me's Jetsam.
My apologies.
Flotsam's on the crap line having a poo.
Late. What can I do for you, Jetsam?
I just thought you might like this. I got it for you.
And he holds up a daffodil.
Oh.
It's going off around the edges of the petals. It's slightly drooped. It's only half the stems there. It's obviously been ripped up from somewhere. It's dying, but he offers it up to you with a big smile on his face.
For pretty lady.
Thank you, that's very sweet.
How lovely.
What a nice guy.
You're away. Come on then.
Yeah, whatever plans we make, probably all go to shit as soon as we get in there.
What can I do?
It's just, I guess we just have to decide who's going to have the bat helmet. And if we even need it.
Yeah, you don't have to use it. It's a tool that's been given to you. Who's got it, by the way?
Don't know.
Well, I took it
was
off after
Cat,
I
I
trialed it,
think.
so I've probably still got it.
Those worms.
It's not. I'm going to put it in your inventory, Cat, because I don't think it's there.
Those worms just allow us to know where everybody is. It doesn't allow us to communicate, does
We
it?
can talk. We can talk to each other.
Oh, right. It probably would be best if all four of us are there. Don't just take the helmet. How do you smuggle a helmet into a party?
Yeah, it's in your inventory, now, Cat.
Thank you.
How about we set a fire? And then in the mad panic, Take the ring off his finger.
Just crash the party.
Whatever it is, I think we've all got to go shopping for clothes. New clothes to look the part. We might not even be able to get in the party if we're not dressed properly. Even because there might be absolute twats.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna go shopping.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I agree. We should all go get some new clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, posh clothes.
So,
Figure out what I can do with the daffodil.
So, a suit of fine clothes costs 15 silver pieces.
50 what?
15 silver pieces.
Okay.
1.5 gold.
Mark
I think
it off. 15
I've.
silver pieces.
Oh, there's a holy symbols.
I'll
You can make
drop it all in your inventories as well.
Okay, 15 silver
flower
pieces.
come back to life. You're like a witch. Cure it.
The little goblins just gave me a flower.
I know.
Trying to figure out.
I reckon Tiberius has got the highest sleight of hand. He should be the one to try and slide the ring off finger while shaking hands. And immediately,
It's going to be a fight.
Arcane should be in the area, and so should Rodri, ready to cast a minor illusion and want to pick up as a redundancy if the one illusion fails. And then Tiberius then heads directly to the living room, where he goes in the basement and is met by the rest of us as he goes in.
Still think it would help us if we isolated him. Isolated him somehow, and then
I think the busyness of the party is exactly what we need. If we isolate him, I think we're fucked.
Yeah, we could wait until the party reaches its. I mean, we could get. Oh, Tiberius, you've got your drugged up scorpions. If you get everybody high on the if you get everybody high with the scorpions, and everybody would be too fucked to do anything. Just pass out the scorpions to everybody. Everybody's off their tits, and that'll make it easier to get the ring.
Yeah, but then I won't get the ship's engineer job.
No, you're too deep on cover there, mate. You forget about the job.
You're too deep.
I can't. I'm not going to pass the drugs test.
No, Tiberius, no, it's not real.
It's not. It wasn't the first one I failed.
I definitely think you should take your scorpions with you, and because that party, it was saying it was like a absolute hedonistic fucking extreme party. Oh, you'd be well in there if you took them drugs in with you. Get him off his tits on the scorpion, and then try and slip the ring off. Easy.
Yeah, I'll try some insider trading. I'll see if he's interested. Got something to show you, mate.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And then when we get him alone.
Okay, you spend a few hours shopping for clothes. You've now got about 24 hours before you need to set off.
I think we go over the map and work out routes.
Yeah.
From the main hall to the living room and best ways to go and stuff like that. I don't know.
It's a shame they haven't put any doors. He hasn't written drawn where the doors are in each room, just where each room is. I mean, once we've got the ring, we have to make sure that nobody's in the living room.
I think we should. Have we got any rings on us at all in the party sheet or anything? I think we should. Tiberius should practice shaking our hands and removing the ring.
Very cool. I like it.
So I can become proficient in sleight of hand. I will train for 12 years. Before we take on this mission.
Yeah, we get Tiberius.
Here we go. Oh no, banded agate. That's a gem. Bracelets.
I'll hone my skills.
But how do we make sure the living room's empty when we try and open the secret door?
Someone should head there first. Maybe I should go there and sit in the living room behind a chair with the helmet on.
You probably might stick out like a sore thumb with that helmet on.
Or why don't you get a costume to match the helmet so it doesn't look out of place?
Oh, yeah. This is a little part of my costume for the party.
No, if I put the helmet on, I want to be out of way.
If you put the helmet on, you won't be able to see anything other than,
Can't see or hear anything. I need to be assured that I'm out of the way.
other than what the helmet shows.
Here we go. Yeah, signet ring. We've got a signet ring.
Just walked in the wall. I bet they have.
He's got the signet
well-
ring.
You what?
Who's got the signet ring?
Tiberius.
Nice.
So Tiberius, I'll borrow your signet ring and practice shaking hands with you, and you keep checking. You keep practicing and practicing.
Oh
taking
yeah.
the finger.
Yeah.
That
Shake
signet
while you
ring
shake
is a magic item. It's the signet ring of Zolek. It's a solid platinum and gold ring with a setting that looks like a small blood red heart. Gives you +1 to armor class and saving throws.
Zolek as in the vampire.
Could be a good conversation starter, and we could perhaps talk jewelry.
And then give him loads of scorpions, get him off his tits, and then.
No, you just need to introduce yourself to him, shake his hand, make your excuses, and get out of there.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
If you
Well, I'm
get
taking
lost
it.
in the story, you're going to blow it.
Okay. I'm going to take my box of scorpions just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we practice and practice and practice with him doing sleight of hand, trying to take the ring off.
Make a few sleight of hand checks, please, Tiberius. Make 3.
So hopefully, would that practice give him advantage, maybe?
Let's see what he rolls.
Yeah.
Give me a bonus.
All else fails, I could just throw my erotic poetry at him.
Every time he tries to steal the ring off one of you, you feel it straight away.
No.
Oh fucking hell, Tiberius, you're a use.
Back.
I go up to Tiberius.
3 rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I go up to Tiberius. I go, Tiberius, I got something I can give you.
You rolled a 4, 4, and a 7.
Tiberius, I've got something I can give you to help with that. And I take off my talisman
Mm-hmm.
and just hold it in my hand. If you're wearing this when you try to take the ring off, it'll make it easier, and I'll put the talisman back on me. But tomorrow, I'll give you the talisman.
Okay.
No.
And a Batman mask. I want the Batman mask.
I'm just worried about.
I've got the cape.
He's going to become a...
I'm going to turn up looking like Lord Darkhelmet from Spaceballs.
You're not wearing the helmet. You can't see or hear anything. There is no way you would be able to take it off his hand wearing the helmet.
He just wander around
bumping into walls and
bump into him.
Expensive vases and things, knocking them over.
Has anybody got any ideas of how we make sure the living room is empty once we've got the ring?
Let's go and check out the garden, see if there's anywhere a corner where I can hide with my fucking helmet on, and then
Magneto.
Oh yeah, because if you got the
and we need a sundry plan if it doesn't work. If Tiberius gets caught, and maybe that's the drugs. The scorpion in his arm.
I'm going to stab him in the arm with a scorpion if it goes
sideways. Only if it fails. And then take it off his wrist.
Yeah, I guess we could scope the place out.
You can hide in the corner.
And as you're gently helping him to the floor as he passes out, you can say, "We need help over here," as you're slipping the ring off.
Have you seen on that on the quickly drawn map that it says there's 10 to 12 guards? That's a lot.
Yeah, well, we're not there as combatants. We're there as guests. So hopefully the guards won't have any reason to mess with us as long as we stick to the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go and scope out the garden, Neil. See if I can find.
It's early evening now, so it's starting to go dark.
If all else fails, I can always cast invisibility on you. You can stand wherever you
want. I want to find somewhere behind a tree in the garden I can sit in a bush.
Okay.
Wouldn't I get an advantage if I did it invisible?
So it's got easy access to the entry hall, so I can then get to the living room or through the living room window. Maybe check the windows on the living room. Might be able to get in through the window.
So you're going to head out to Maravanchi Manor and have a look around, yeah? Are you going on your own? Is anyone else going with you?
I don't know if anyone else is going.
We should go together, but all separately, so we're not seen together.
I can sneak, so I think you're on something with the. I think you should make me invisible, and the sleight of hand will be. I should get an advantage on the sleight of hand then.
Always cast living objects on the ring and get it to slide itself off.
Would it work on magical objects if it's a magical object?
Doesn't specify.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might be immune to it. If it's a magical.
That was my original plan. Was to get.
Let's go for it.
I think that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah.
We'll do that then. That's it. It's good. It's a plan. Let's do it.
Let's choose up to 4 non-magical items.
Doesn't matter what we plan. It's gonna go tits up.
Yeah, if that ring's magical, it might not work.
And then Tiberius will go in and sleight of hand it off his fingers.
Okay.
And if it goes tits up, I'll bite
And
his
if
arm.
that goes tits up, he'll stab him in the arm. We've got 3 plans: Hecate, Tiberius, and then Stabby.
And then if we
Stab him in the arm with a scorpion, if he still resists, I'll bite his
and then
arm
you take it off his hand. And then as he's falling to the ground, you take it off his hand and say, "We need help over here."
do we need someone with the bat helmet on to tell us when the living room's empty? So, like, if we do it successfully, we need someone with the bat helmet on to tell them when the living room's empty, and then you can go in and do the secret door.
There's going to be guards to avoid, isn't there?
Yeah. So yeah,
That I'm going to have to guide you around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like, no, go via the dining room corner, not the kitchen corner, because there's a guard over by the kitchen corner.
So if we all set off towards his manor but go separately, and then we can all scope it out and then come back to the ship and report on what we've seen and where we think is a good place to sit with the bat helmet.
Yeah,
like we all look at adjacent.
Go check it out.
We'll look at adjacent buildings or empty buildings around.
Maybe up a tree. If there's a solid tree, maybe I can sit up a tree.
If there's a very posh inn nearby, you could like rent a room out in the posh inn.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Okay. You have an early evening meal and then you head out. Are you heading across in the rowboat again?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay. You head out to the High Market again. It takes the better part of an hour to get there. At this time, most of the stalls are shut, but there's various entertainers, jugglers and fire breathers entertaining the crowd, puppet shows and so on. You head up to Maravanchi Manor, which is here on the map.
Okay.
There it is.
All right, bear with me. The manor is surrounded by a tall stone wall around 20 feet tall, but you can see beyond the wall it sits within beautifully appointed gardens. Built from clean white stone with a tiled roof, it stands 2 stories high. You can see decorated glass windows with intricate shutters lining the building. The main gates are embossed with the Maravanchi family crest, a snake wrapped around the blade of an upright sword. There are guards on either side of the gate. If you bear with me, I'll put you on a map so you can see what you can see. There are guards standing on either side of the gate, which is brightly lit.
Black.
Shouldn't be black.
Black. Oh, it says black.
Very black.
Zoomed right out.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Let me put you in the light, and you might be able to see, because Rodri and Atticus can't see in the dark.
I could have chosen something from around.
There you go. Can you see now?
No.
No?
Black.
It's black for everyone, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. How about now?
Black.
Why isn't this working?
Black. Sorry.
What if hold on. Is it still black now, Rodri, if I move you there?
Black.
Yes, it's black, very black.
Very black.
Even
Oh,
when
I know why. I know why. Sorry.
No, Mom.
I've done it wrong.
Oh.
New bearer.
Hmm.
There you go, Rodri. Can you see now?
Yeah, I can see.
Yay!
Am I missing something on the map? Am I
Right
not
down at the
looking?
bottom. It's just like a bit at the bottom.
Um,
So scroll down or zoom out. So you see.
So you can see
No.
there are some
Can't see
trees
anything.
nearby and a tall wall. A large iron gate with guards standing outside. The gate is well lit.
I see it.
I can't see anything.
It's right down at the bottom.
I'm zoomed right out. Pulling down.
If you click the zoom to fit button, Rodri, at the top, can you see that? It's like 4 arrows.
Yeah, thank you. Got it.
Oh my god, can't believe you don't know that.
God.
Anyhow.
Bloody hell. Got it.
Okay. So let's do a perimeter walk. We'll go all the way around the outside.
Okay.
I'll
I'll move you all around. I'll move you
Separately, I'm going the other way.
Okay.
I'm going that way.
Sorry.
Rodri's going the other
Can
way.
you do your movement again, please, Rodri?
Yeah.
Oh, there's trees that I'm gonna go to that tree there and check it out next to the.
Okay.
Is it easy? Yeah, sorry, yeah, that tree. I'm gonna check it out. How close to the wall does it get? Do I reckon I could climb it?
Yeah, you might be able to get close to the top of the wall.
We're going to get caught breaking into it the night before we go to a party.
No, we're just sussing it out. I'm not going to try climbing up now. I just want to know if it looks doable. Right, going to the other edge.
Okay.
And then are there any tall buildings around it? I want to see.
No, there aren't. Just the road.
Okay, so I think I might have to go back to the tree and just do a quick recce because I want to see how far it is a run to the tree.
Rodri, I don't know if you can see, there's some windows in the wall near you.
Yeah.
Now, they have iron bars in. They're like openings in the wall, but they have iron bars in, but you can see through.
Mm-hmm. I'm more interested in all the surrounding buildings, or are any of them an inn or a hostelry or a posh place to...
No, they all appear to be residential. The nearest inn is the Pearl and Parrot, which is on the market square.
This is... Would... bump into Atticus. Would your aunt know somewhere that you could hide? She knows this area.
I grew up in this area. I know.
Roger. Maybe those trees to the north. You could sit under a tree with your full helmet on.
I need to get in there and we need to check out the front of the house to see if there's any windows into the living room and what they're like, if they're easy to break. And we need to see how close I could maybe climb this tree and do the thing from here. But I want to see.
Well, you have got an invite, so you can get onto the grounds.
There is a locked gate near where you're standing, Rodri. In the wall.
Does it look well used, or?
Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. Investigation.
And a survival as well.
We need poison. That's what we need. Poison.
I have poison.
From what you can tell, they look quite clean and well kept. They don't look sort of abandoned or unused.
Any evidence of recent passage?
You can't see any. That's what your survival check was for.
Could I add a D4 to
You
that?
can.
If I cross off a pack boon.
Yeah, you're still not sure.
Still not sure. That was a terrible one.
Mm-hmm. It was, unfortunately.
That's a flat back. So there's interesting stuff along that. There's a gate.
IKEA flat back.
It's a gate which looks like it's been used, maybe. It's not abandoned, and then there's the barred windows.
You find it
and
weird.
both of
Rodri's
them
telling
inside.
you all this, but he's on the other side of the building, but you can hear him as though he's standing right next to you.
It's brilliant. It's those earworms.
So yeah, it looks a bit too. If there's guards about, there's no way you're going to be able to try and break through a barred window or break into a gate. It's just going to be too tricky.
Yeah.
As you say, Atticus, you know the area. You know if there's a building around.
We need to go over the wall. If those who are you guys will go in through the gate, I need to go over the wall to get into the tree, ready to go.
And you could use your invite to get in through the guards and then just wander around the grounds.
The problem is the guards will wander around the
true.
grounds. I need to get, and they'll wander around the house as well. If I go and hide in the W, I'll get found. I've got to be up a tree or somewhere.
60, 70,
Climb,
80, 90.
get in with your invite and then climb a tree. Excuse yourself, and go into the grounds and climb the tree.
Puts on his Batman mask and the cape.
Me. It might be easy to just go up over the wall.
What's on top of the wall, DM?
They're crenellated, but there's nothing that you can see from where you are.
I've moved around back to that tree anyway. I'm going to have a quick try and climb up it and see if I can get onto the top of the wall.
Make a perception check for me.
See if there's any other trees that are nearby that I can then climb into. And perception.
Okay. Just as you're about to start climbing, you hear something. You look round. There's a couple of passers-by, linked arm in arm. A young half-elven woman and a man wandering past. You wait till they've gone, and then you start to climb up. It's relatively easy to climb up the tree. You can't get to the very top because the branches thin out too much. You're going to have to make an acrobatics check to leap to grab the top of the wall.
Fucking go for it.
Unfortunately, you slip. You don't get anywhere near the top of the wall. You fall and land with a heavy thud and take 4 points of damage.
Oh my god, we're pushing our luck
Harry
here,
Crumb
guys.
all over again.
Oh well, I'll have to get it right tomorrow. Let's go.
That's a lot of maybes. I like it.
Well.
Yeah, let's just bring it. We've got our disguises, we've got our backgrounds. Get a ring, stick him. Just pick up a fistful of them scorpions, stab him with the scorpion so he's off his tits. Take the ring, get told when the living room is empty by the bat helmet guy, and open the door. Easy.
So, you're returning to the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't think we can do anything else.
I'm going to swim underwater. I'm going to jump in the harbour on the opposite side and swim underwater to it, just to try out.
Okay, it's quite a long. It's quite a long swim over there. It's probably over half a kilometre, half a mile.
We sink down the bottom and walk along there.
I'm a werewolf, man. Let's go.
Okay, but yeah, you can swim across. It takes you considerably longer than in the boat, but yes.
Fucking easy.
Oh no, you're whilst you're wearing the cloak, your movement is normal underwater? No, I don't think it is.
No, in
Just
fact, all right. Is it? All right,
It's
I'll
half
run.
movement.
I'll run across the top of the water. To
Yeah, you can do that. Tiberius just starts running off across the surface of the water.
Oh my god.
There's a little kid, that's watching a fire breather nearby to the marketplace, and he turns around and he sees Tiberius running off across the water and starts jumping him down. Mama! Mama! Look! Mama! And he gets clipped around the ear hole by his mother, who tells him to watch the fire eater.
I'm Jedi.
Suppose better get some shut eye.
Okay, so you're going to get a good night's rest. Is anyone doing anything the next day, or are you just making your preparations for the party?
Just making preparations, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me adjust the time.
Did you want to do the party tonight, Mark?
No, I'm going to be shutting it down because Rich didn't want to go on too late tonight.
Yeah.
Let me just do some basic maths. 9.
Some basic math.
There we go. So, are you all arriving at the same time? Or are you going to arrive separately?
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think
I
we
think
should.
I'll arrive first and early.
Okay. How early?
Half an hour or so, because I need to climb up that tree and get comfortable.
Have you got the mask? Who's got the mask?
Me, I'll have it.
Okay. Let me put. Is that you're going to pass in the mask, yeah, Kat?
Sorry, mate. She's just a bit low.
Oh, okay. I presume she'll pass it over to you, Mark. If we'll check. When she gets in.
Yeah.
I'm back, sorry.
You again give Atticus the helm of the bats.
Yes.
Cats. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you arrive early. So you're going to try and climb up the tree, then.
I'm going to try and climb up the tree.
Let me move everybody else near the entrance for now. Okay, this time you manage to leap from the top of the tree and you manage to claw onto the wall and pull yourself up. Bear with me 1 second.
And I give Tiberius my talisman.
Fantasy Grounds is going to freeze for a moment, I'm afraid.
Oh.
I got this. Don't worry.
Carte's got this. You're only up if she...
Oh, have we had a long rest?
I can give you one, yeah. Just bear with me, Fantasy Grounds. I'm just loading stuff up.
Uh-oh.
Long rest. Okay. So, let me just double check. So yeah, you pull yourself up on top of the wall, Atticus, and clamber into the tree on the other side. That's what you can see.
Okay. Is there any place up here in the tree to get comfy?
Yeah, you can get comfy there. You see a guard wandering through the garden.
Is there any way to kind of position myself so I'm mostly hidden from the foliage below me?
Yeah, you can make a stealth check as well. See if you can hide yourself. Okay. Yeah, you think you managed to cover yourself up all right?
Okay. I'll just sit there and wait with my helmet on.
Okay. You're putting the helmet on?
Well, when it gets to the time of the party starting, I'll put it on. When I see Rodri, because I can actually see the gate here, when I see Rodri and whatever walk in.
Okay.
You'll be able to talk to us as well through the worm. Or hear us.
Yeah, tell me when you're going in and I'll put the helmet on then.
Alright.
So, who's going in first?
I'll probably turn up about 7:30.
Tiberius.
Oh, Tiberius, yeah, Tiberius has got my talisman. And talisman works. Tiberius, if you fail an ability check, like a skill roll, you can add a D4 onto it.
Okay.
It's got 3 uses, and it also allows you to add a D4 onto saves, but it's only got 3 uses overall.
Okay. Okay, Tiberius, you turn up at the mansion. The gate now stands open, guards on either side. They gesture for you to enter through the doorway.
Oh, nod, smile.
Okay, you move yourself in when you wish. Okay, well you can't go all the way there. I'll move you into... So you step forwards into a walled compound that's been used to store crates, barrels and a large cart. There's archways to the north, east and west leading to ornamental gardens, and a narrow fenced stone walkway leads to the front door of the mansion. The walls are embossed with the snake wrapped around a sword emblem of the Maravanshi family.
Fine architecture.
The guard gestures you towards the entrance to the main house.
I shall follow his gesture.
Okay. You
Thank
head
you,
up
Mother.
here. So you know Tiberius has now entered the building, Mark.
Okay.
Are you putting the helmet on?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Now, guys, this is going to take me a little bit of... There's a little bit of fiddling I have to do here.
Fiddle away. So,
Can you see that, Mark?
Yeah.
Let me put Tiberius on it for you.
have you all got your alternate?
Because I have to move things on 2 maps at the same time.
What
Make
So-
it easy for yourself, mate.
You can see Tiberius now on that map. Yes, Mark?
Right, we've got to make contact with Krieg, haven't we, first as well? Fuck, we forgot that bit.
So can you see Tiberius on the map now as well, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got tits up already.
You can see the
10 squares north.
you can see the guard moving on the map as well.
7 squares north.
10.
So Tiberius, there's a door in front of you.
Right. Yeah. I'll walk
Okay.
up, see if it's open
Right
for me.
north.
It does. It opens.
Oh, splendid, lovely, lovely entrance, lovely, beautiful, marvelous.
You enter into a large entrance hall panelled with polished wood, which has an immaculately made marquee floor. 4 large pillars support the ceiling, which is with plaster, which has been painted with the beautiful image of Keymouth Harbour. Paintings of various Maravanshi family members line the walls. In the centre of the room stands a tall statue carved in the likeness of a dashing middle-aged man wearing expensive clothing. 2 doors lead east and 2 west, and to the north are a large set of double doors. The guard steps forwards and bows before you. You see the guard move on your map as well, Mark.
Okay, yeah. Keep heading north. Krieg's in the room to the north and then the west.
The guard bows low to you, Tiberius. Excuse me, sir, do you have an invitation?
Yes.
And your name?
My name is Clonbok Numprum. I am an engineer.
He goes over to a table and checks the list. Ah, Mr. Numprum. Yes, please, if you would care to go through the door to the north.
Thank you. Lovely, lovely place. Lovely.
Go 3 squares north, Tiberius.
Tiberius, you walk into the next room. Bear with me 1 second. Because I'm having to do this on 2 maps at the same
That's
time.
fine. I'm moving whenever you're ready.
The double doors open to a room large enough to host scores of people. A huge chandelier in the centre of the room hangs above a polished wooden dance floor, either side of which tall, exquisitely carved pillars support a high ceiling decorated with gold leaf. 2 huge spiral staircases lead up to the floor above. Tables have been arrayed on the west side of the room, heavily laden with pies, vegetables, drinks, and a stuffed swan, ready for the guests who are already here. Some are chatting, some dancing, some listening to the beautiful music being played by a young harpist sitting before a piano. The noise that washes over you is one of polite chatter. And we will leave the session there until next time.